was trying to tell y'all it would work. And by work, I mean we put in work. Not to quote A$AP Ferg.
Are we going to start soon?
Great poet. What's up, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Box Office Banter. Let's pick them fucking spirits up, guys. It's been a hell of a night. We just got rained all over. And Rob Zombie down here is not too happy about it. Anyways, as you see here, we have the Friday the 13th box seta. That's box set in French. It's beautiful. If you're a member of Killer Flicks by chance, you've seen this box set exactly 872 times. And that is why I did not choose to post it, because it's old news at this point, even though it's fairly recent. But this thing, I'm just fucking with y'all. Still, I understand why y'all are happy about it. This thing is beautiful. I swear to God it is, and I'm glad I got that shit in when I did so we can do this podcast. So, are we ready to talk about Banter Buddies? Do you want to? No, we ain't going to hand this one to you. I have 5 Banter Buddies.
Holy cow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Box office banner first.
Yes, 5 of them. And that's because we just started our new page, Box Office Banter. Get this. This is where it gets good. Movies. Yeah, but with 2 O's, and it's all caps. That's what separates it. Yeah,
on Facebook.
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, so that's not all that original, but it's there. And we talk about our box office banner shit, but mainly it's just a place for you to talk movies and only fucking movies. Okay, guys? And don't be a dickhead. That's like the rules. Join. I literally made it, yesterday. It hasn't even been up for 24 hours where I got like 100 members. We're going to get that shit popping. That's going to be the main location where you can just talk the shit with us, man. So that'll be a fun time. And because I did that, the first 5 members that joined, I made them like the honorary top 5 peeps that we're going to make as the Banner Buddies. And I even told them, since I actually happen to know all of them, even though I don't know everybody in this group already, it's already kind of expanding. These 5 people I at least have one memory with, so I said I would even share a memory about them. And I'm doing this on the fly. I really don't have anything prepared, so if I fuck it up, I'm sorry. Starting off, we have Travis Griffey. This is a guy I don't really have too many memories with, but for some reason when I think about Travis Griffey, I wonder if he's got like a weird memory of me like this. For some reason, I immediately think of Kayla Griffith, who I haven't talked to in God knows how long, and him having like a locker by her. And for some reason, when I think about Travis Griffey, I immediately think about dipping. I don't know why. That pops in my head. And I know it's not the greatest thing ever, but that's what I got.
Travis is probably like, gee, thanks. Wow. What a great memory.
No. I have nothing against this guy. I mean, if I did, I probably wouldn't have did the top 5. Like, I remember him from school, and I know we've talked, and he's always seemed like a genuinely cool guy, legitimately. But for some reason, I can't help what my mind thinks. My mind goes to dipping for some reason. And maybe it's because I'm also good friends with Travis Dick, and I remember him telling me a story about how he hooked him up with a bunch of dip, and I was dipping at the time, and I was like, that's cool. So I guess that's why my mind goes there. And then, of course, the locker thing, we can't help what we think of. So there's that.
Great story.
I know. Probably wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks, Travis, though. Thanks.
Yeah, legit. Anyways, then we have Kool-Aid. And yes, that is a person. That is John Ashby, but he goes by Kool-Aid. And the main thing I remember about him is I used to have a basketball goal in my basement. And we played a horse game down there that was like for the record books, dude. Like they should have had a fucking camera out or something. Like we were just drilling shot. We're like, from the steps. We were like, from your ass around the corner. Chuck it around. It was just fucking all out. I can't even remember who won. We might have just been like, draw, dude. That was amazing. Shout out to you, Kool-Aid. Then we have Daniela Soriano, who's been a Banter Buddy before, actually. And she's my wife's sister. And the best memory, we haven't really hung out that much other than like family reunions, of course. But I remember she gave me this pepper, right? And it was hot as fuck, dude. Like, do not take spicy shit from Mexican people. I learned my lesson. I am the biggest, I love hot everything. I'm always like, why do my insides feel like shit? And it's fucking hot. You know what I mean? I still can't get enough. And I was over there with her, and she's like, it's spicy. I'm like, my white ass was like, oh, dude, don't even worry about it. I'm over there, like, sweating, like, you got a fucking napkin. That would be my biggest memory with her. And then Philip Rutledge. I haven't seen this guy in forever. The best memory that I have with him, for whatever reason, was on the back of Chad Farrell's porch. And that was just tons of fun, dude. It was just one of those nights where it was chill. There was the right setting. We were hanging out, just talking about life. That night sticks with me for some reason. And then, of course, Andrew Welsh. I don't get to hang out with the guy a lot, but he's definitely one of my best friends. We keep in touch all the time. He's actually an admin that I made of the group now.
Oh, I love Andrew.
I've
known him since fucking 4th grade Little League football for the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
We were good. Guy. We rocked.
Yeah, we might get him on the show eventually.
That'd be dope. We should.
But it's got to be the fantasy drafts, dude. It's never a dull time over there when we're doing fantasy football. But other than that, man, that's our banter buddies of the motherfucking week. Now, if I don't know you in the future, obviously I can't tell any type of story about you or do anything like that. But we just want to reward the people that join the damn group and do a little something extra with this one. But without further ado, let's jump into Friday the 13th. Does anybody want to start first? Do you want to start first, Ronnie? You got this? You got your notes?
I'll start this one.
Oh,
I do
God.
have notes.
Here we go.
He's like, let me pull them up. Actually, someone else go first.
Friday the 13th, part 1.
Dude, it's Friday the 13th
1980.
today. Holy shit, it is
Is
Friday the 13th? No, I'm just playing. He's like, damn, that would have been cool.
I know it's an old movie.
1980.
But the kills in this movie where you could tell the difference between, like, if they got stabbed in the head or something, or the throat, it'd be gray, like a really dark gray. And then
Here we go. Here we go.
It's already bashing.
which is minor.
We're talking about the greatest practical effects artist in the history of all time, and you're already dissing his work.
That was just my first note. But I mean, it's not too bad of a deal. It's just noticeable for me. So
some great practical effects.
The kills were underwhelming in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I'm spoiled by today's movies is why. I feel like if this were like
a
9-year-old version of me, then it'd be crazy. But watching it like these days, it's really underwhelming. That's what I got from the kills in this one.
Just the kills or everything?
Well, the movie's underwhelming itself, but the ending I liked.
We're gonna lose everybody we just
liked
gained.
The ending?
What? Well, now I'm trying to figure out what was wrong with the ending.
Oh, okay. No, okay. What I was talking about is the boat where he
love
rips her
it.
off the boat,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
his like costume or his design that was dope.
Yeah, it's one of the best
was
pop-out
scary
scenes of
looking.
all
Yeah.
time.
It was crazy
And it
because
was-
you thought she was okay, everything was gonna
The
be.
music
good
was
before,
perfect. The cinematography was great on that scene.
But and I noticed because the Blu-rays you let me borrow, dude, it looks so crisp in Blu-ray. Like even the original one, the first one.
Yeah,
I was pretty surprised how it looked. But
they have some good transfers.
But yeah, so Friday the 13th, part 1.
Nice.
All right. The opening POV kills I enjoyed. The Annie girl, she seems so positive and outgoing on her way to Camp Crystal Lake, or Camp Blood as they call it.
Yeah.
And she just gets in a random guy's truck to drive her halfway there, which don't do that.
That was your
But-
first mistake.
But back in 1980, whatever. And the guy's like, "You need to quit. You shouldn't go there. Don't do it." I like the kill where the couples are having sex on a bunk bed, and without knowing that Ned is dead in the top bunk. I love Kevin Bacon in this, even though he gets a spear through the throat. I love the
Yeah, I do like that. Yeah.
all throughout. Alice goes into the cabin where the door won't lock as Jason is coming towards her, and she grabs that rope and throws it over there to like tie it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
That
what you're
scene?
saying.
I
Yeah,
thought
'cause
she
of
was
it.
like just like fuck this and throws the rope over and was gonna immediately hang herself. That's what I thought she was gonna do. It's like, I'm not fighting this dude. I'm gonna go out my own way. The whole fight with Miss Voorhees, where they just keep bitch slapping each other all up and down the place. And then Alice slices off Miss Voorhees' head with the machete. And then you find out Miss Voorhees was the killer the whole time, which I guess to start off a franchise.
Here we go.
I just didn't like it. And apparently, like, you know how Jason is like in love with his mother. Yeah, like why? His mom sent him to summer camp, looking like the way he does, and he drowned.
Well, she worked
She
there
was a
too. So it's probably like bring my kid to work, get him involved with some people, try to get him some friends.
I'd be like, Mom, no, look how I look. And then he drowns, and then he still loves his mom. I did like the ending where he rips the girl out of the canoe.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why at the end of the movies, this happens in a few movies.
Mm-hmm.
After everything that happens, the girls just go get in a canoe and just go out in the middle of the lake and just take a nap. Like, why would you do that? Like, get away somehow.
I feel like that's more of just, I don't know. It's like you're trying to find like a calling card type of thing, and it's just like a beautifully shot. But it's just one of those things like, I like it. It's like just that peace of knowing it's over, and then your mind, you're like, is it over? We've seen this in movies before.
I would not go out in the lake 40 yards out from where all the brutal murders happen.
I think it's more of something where it's like they're restless, they can't do anything else, and it's almost like, just take me somewhere. I'm not staying on this land anymore. Everything's went to hell. I think it's more about like the shot rather than I don't know. It kind of represents that they're finally free of danger. They
think
finally,
so.
Yeah, they're finally resting. They're getting anywhere but there. It kind of has like a representation. It's almost like a safe space for them amongst the movie and as the viewer, rather than actually like looking into like the plausibility of it. It's more of like that's almost like supposed to be the sanctuary in the movies for the women. If you want to go on like more deeper.
Yeah, but I did enjoy this OG Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it's good, man. This one takes place in the woods.
Okay.
That's my piece. I'm just playing. Yeah, actually, that was the beginning of my note. But I figured I'd cut it off right there. Just in general, man, taking place in the woods, I don't know. There's something about that. Just the setting. The setting of the woods is great to me. I don't think it's necessarily better for having the woods, but just me and what I like. I still remember being a kid just going through the woods and thinking about what if there's somebody here, and the thought of it just, man, if we don't get back, it's going to get real dark out here and it's going to get scary. Like, everybody remembers that. There's something about the woods that has an eerie atmosphere to it. And I like how there's a bit of a whodunit here. I like that about the Friday the 13th movies. Like, I could see part of it's like just show the killer, but there's also something that separates the Friday the 13th movies because there is a bit of whodunit. It gives you something new. It's not just flat out killer. It gives you that guessing game that you don't really get in the other movies. And once you get Jason, you're like, okay, now I'm thinking it's going to stay that way, but it don't necessarily stay that way. And I'll explain a little bit of that more later. I love the classic open credits with the logo crashing through the glass, dude. There's something about that always was awe-inspiring to me. Something about those credits, like I remember when I first watched Friday the 13th, I was like, this is going to be great just off of that, as weird as that is. This is another film, I think, that's helped by its lower budget, honestly. Just the endless amounts of darkness. It just seems endless, man. Like, now, you can look at it like, man, I can't really see anything. I get that. But for this movie to be scary and for it to be intense, I like the viewing of that. Like, you literally are like, I can't fucking see past that tree. And that kind of really puts me in the, victim's shoes. And I really feel that in the movie. It kind of drapes over the movie. And the lower budget helps with this. Sometimes horror movies can be better with a lower budget on accident, even. I think Ralph isn't the best actor, but I love him as like the old man that's just kind of like always been there. Like, that's crazy, Ralph. Do we believe him? Do we not? Well, guess what? You really were all doomed. And then I love the classic bait and switch, like you were talking about with Annie. Like, this was in a lot of these older horror movies, but there really is something to like that feeling of like, here's the lead actress, and you kind of grab onto her, and the next thing you know, they pull the rug out from underneath, and you're like, okay, that bitch is dead. Jesus. Like, just out of nowhere, she's gone. I love there. I think in general, I think there's some great atmosphere in this movie, dude. Like there's just something about the thunderstorms, all that shit, dude. Just the rain, the endless darkness, like I was kind of touching on. It really, really, really sets the fucking tone to me. And then another thing in this one, dude, I don't know if y'all noticed, Kevin Bacon has a really awkward boner moment in this movie. When they're
he
on
has
the
a
dock.
boner?
Yeah, but it's not even like a boner. It looks like he put like a thing of plastic in his pants. Like, it looks fucking ridiculous.
Maybe that was his.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Kevin Plastic Dick. But it's legitimately like, what in the fuck is going on? But I mean, just in general, though, dude, Beyond the Boner, that should be his fucking documentary, dude. After he retires,
Kevin
like Beyond
Bacon.
Beyond the Boner.
Kevin Bacon Beyond the Boner.
Yeah, but in general, man, it's always cool to see these kind of actors that just started nothing. I know he was in Animal House before this, but they eventually turn into something great, and it's cool to see them in the early years. Not much different than Johnny Depp in the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I love the scene where the killer slowly pulls the curtain back. I can't remember if it was Marcy in there or if it was dude. I can't remember which girl it was. But they're sitting there and they're in the washing their hands, whatever, and you just see kind of like in the darkness, the killer kind of slowly pulls that curtain back, and then as she looks back again, they drop it again. And there's just something so eerie and unsettling about that, because at that point you didn't know who the killer was. And you're just like, the way they shoot it and the shot of it, it's just so well done. It's very creepy in that scene. And then, dude, poor fucking Marcy, man. The Savini effects got her on that one, where he fucking hits her with the axe. I should say she hits her with the axe, dude. The way it clangs off that fucking light, I thought that was a great touch. And just the look of the axe in the head, very well done on Savini's part. And the kid-like noises luring Brenda outside to this day is very, very fucking creepy to me. Because there's a lot of people that even think Jason was in this movie. Maybe that was really Jason. Or maybe that was old-ass Mrs. Voorhees. Just think about her. She's outside of this person's window in the rain like, help me, just luring a girl outside. Like, that is just fucking scary as shit. I love that scene. I like how when Alice is innocently getting her sugar out of the pantry, for like her coffee or whatever it is, and you can kind of feel it. It goes without saying, where it seems like there's a sense even to her. You can just look at the way she's acting it out. She's almost like, am I the only motherfucker left? Like, where's everybody at? I love that. I really like Alice in general as a final girl. I don't know what it is about her, because I don't think she necessarily does like some amazing job like some other final girls we've seen, but there's something about her that makes me really care about her. Like, I want her to live, whatever that is. I think she's just got that natural presence to her that you almost want to protect her for some reason. And man, dude, you got to say, dude, even if you didn't like the old woman thing, at this time, before it was Jason, because Jason wasn't a killer, this was like shocking to people. People were like, a girl's a killer? It's that old woman? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that was bizarre, because people hadn't seen some shit like that, really. The only thing I can think of that's close to that is Norman Bates dressing up as an old woman. Like, it was kind of mind-boggling that an old lady could be doing this. It really made it almost creepier. And you have her over there with the, killer, mommy, killer. Good Lord, dude. It's great. I think you're losing your mind. And I think there's a great build-up to Mrs. Voorhees being the killer. It's very kind of short and quaint, but it kind of like she's just talking, saying little things to Alice. She seems friendly enough, and it slowly builds to like, he wasn't a very good swimmer. Like, she's just like slowly losing it down and back, and you as the audience back then are like, holy shit, this bitch is the fucking killer, ain't she? And then, oh my God, dude. What you were talking about, one of the best pops out scenes of all time on that boat, dude. That still fucking gets me. I was curious when I watched with Aide for the first time. I was like, how's she gonna react to this? And she was like, fucking like got like a double chin because her fucking neck went into her chest, and she fucking like flipped back. I was like, yes, because I didn't know if it was like a thing where I was being biased or if it was still that legit. Like, it's still that legit. People get fucking freaked out off of that. And then I also like the open interpretation ending. Like, what really went down? What happened? Do we know? Do they know? Like, what really fucking went down, dude? Leave it up to here. We don't need everything in a fucking bow. We don't need that shit. Just let the audience member figure it out on their own and make up their own minds for it. And then the shot of the wet lake, I think, is a great way to end it. Just it looks beautiful. It's got that peaceful music and that song at the end. It's just a good ebb and flow there, dude, of all the darkness we just saw, and then it ends on that beautiful shot. Friday the 13th, man. I hear some people say this is overrated. I think it's more of people expect Jason and they go back and rewatch it, but this is a great fucking movie. 100%.
Yeah. Let me start part 2.
If you want it, Tyler.
Part 2 came out in 1981, back to back. Ralph the Town Crazy. He goes to, Camp Crystal Lake and gets choked out by Jason from behind a tree.
He was doomed.
Scott.
Atkins?
I don't know. His name's Scott. He's the weird creep guy who thinks he's super hot. He gets his throat slit while hanging upside down in that trap.
Yeah, that dude's weird as
I
hell.
didn't like that. What a pervert.
He's strange.
I like the kill with the dude in the wheelchair with the machete. Just getting blasted and then falling down all them steps. Where did them steps come from?
Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
The guy that's laying on the girl after sex and the arrow goes through both of them, hits the floor. If you're having sex in a horror movie, you're gonna die. I mean, plain and simple. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Sex can wait. Masturbate.
That girl calls for Sandra and Jason pops up from under the covers and kills her. The killer chasing Jenny around with the pitchfork and the sack over his head with the one eye. Mm-hmm. That's when I knew. I was like, okay, this killer, it's definitely Jason.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. No, I'm just playing.
Jenny finds Miss Voorhees' shrine and then pretends to be her to stop Jason from killing her. And then Jenny slashes Jason in the shoulder with a machete. And then they take the sack off of the head and they just say, Jesus, and walk away.
Jason's probably like, bitch.
and then Jason jump through the mirror and grabs Jenny without his mask on. It looked like Rodney in the morning. And then they take Jenny to the hospital. This one, I enjoyed this one as well. Two strong starts to the Friday the 13th franchise. What do you got, Rodney?
Friday the 13th, part 2.
Yes.
Let me get to my notes here.
Jeez, you should already have it pulled up when we're talking about the movie.
3%. I gotta save.
Oh my god,
dude, your phone's gonna die on
I
part
hate the
4.
beginning of this movie.
Here we go.
The beginning pisses me off. I just got done watching the first one. I don't want to watch it again when I put number 2 in. So they got like 6.5 solid minutes of the previous movie, the ending of the movie, and it's in the same pace and the same form as the ending of the first movie.
I mean, they switch it up a little bit. They do little cuts. And this is where I battle back with that, man. I get it, and I even wrote in my notes that it's kind of, you can see it that way, but the way I see it is it adds a nice connectivity to the movies. And if I didn't like the previous movie, it would weigh and hamper on me more. But for me, it's almost like when I do that, it's almost like I never even took the movie out. It's like I'm watching one movie. It really combines it in a very nice way, and that's what I always like about it. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm trying to, paint the other picture of like, this is why, that might be why it doesn't work. Let me tell you why it does. And that's why it always has for me. Because that's one thing I love about movies where it's already kind of hard, depending on the movie, where you got to connect it to a sequel. But when you can literally just like, you don't even have to connect it to a sequel because it's just in one fucking flow. And we're like, it's almost like I didn't even pop the second one in. This is still the first one, actually, ain't it? Oh, shit. Like, this is 2 different movies. And that's what I love about it. But I know differing opinions over here.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. That's all I got to say.
This is where Friday the 13th picks up on its sexuality, too, by the way. This one is like night and day. Like,
Tell me more.
It's like they really
As you walk through that door.
sexualize this movie. I love the look of Jason with the mask over, the bag over his face. I think it was creepy as shit.
Old
honestly.
sackhead Jason. Yeah, it looked
That
good.
shit, it was pretty awesome.
I Almost wish there was more movies like that.
The kills pacing was a lot better in this film for me. Like there were more deaths and they were quicker, like more of a Jason feel to it. And I was digging that. The kills themselves were awesome. When she's running to the shed, do you notice that it shows him just walking to the shed behind her? Like, she comes into the shed, and if you look the window,
that's one of my favorite shots.
Dude,
of the whole
it's
franchise.
so scary.
Yeah, he's like running like this.
It's not even like running. He's like just walking like, bitch, I'm gonna get
jogging.
you, dude.
He's like doing this.
Dude.
But yeah, dude, that I wrote that down. That's one of my favorite shots of the whole franchise because you just see her come in. She kind of like, okay, let me just take a deep breath, and that music kicks back in again.
Like, you don't have time.
And you just fucking see him running in the wet, dude. It's fucking wicked. It's great.
Yeah, that was crazy to me.
Yeah.
And then like what Tyler was talking about, that shrine, dude, how he kept his mother's head just chilling in there like that. It was creepy as shit. But then the Muffin scene, Muffin was the little dog. I was sitting there, I was like, oh, so Tyler's about to hate this movie. But then, Muffin's okay. But so I'm worried about the guy at the door. I'm thinking he's about to get just destroyed. And it completely twisted it on me. And he jumped through that mirror or whatever.
It looks wicked, dude.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that. So yeah, I like the second one.
Yeah, they nailed the pop out scene again.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, yeah. For me, I think this is another strong opening, even with what, that. Let's put that aside. Just the opening with Alice, I was glad to see she was able to return. And what do they do again, dude? They hit you with another fucking bait and switch. They literally in the first one was like, here's Annie. Like, no. It's actually Alice. She's going to be the final girl. And it's like, damn, Annie's dead already? I thought she's going to be the main girl. Then they take the replacement girl, and you're like, they surely won't kill her here. And they're like, nope, first scene, get the fuck out of here. There's a part of me that loves that, but I really kind of wanted to see, like, Alice, like, if she had to go to that camp for some reason and, like, help out. I think it could have actually maybe even been a little better. But, again, I kind of like that. If you've noticed by now, I like that, like, punch. It's just like, holy shit, they went there. I dig that kind of shit. Again, I enjoy how they keep the killer secretive. You're like, who is this? Like, I mean, it's not Mrs. Voorhees, right? She just got her fucking head chopped off. Is it Jason? Could it be Jason? Jason's dead. Did he really pop out of the lake? I like the questions this franchise gives you because other people might be like, well, I wish I would have had a definitive answer here. I wish I would have. No, it keeps the questions going. It keeps you intrigued. It keeps you on fucking line with the movies. And I think that's fucking great. And the campfire story I always thought was really cool. I think it really sets off the camping vibe very well. I dug that. Even with dude popping out, fucking douchebag guy. I love when Jason runs right in front of the cop car. I thought that was kind of cool. You see him for like a split second. It kind of goes back to what I was just saying, where you're kind of wondering who the killer is. And right there, while you're still wondering, you're like, oh, what the shit? I kind of saw who it. Fuck, dude, who was that? What was that? What is that? It just ran right in front of the car, and then just the build-up of the sheriff running. I love how he stops for a second. He literally, like, runs. He's not, like, huffing and puffing yet, and he just stops, and he's like... And then he starts running again. It looks goofy as fuck. And then, dude, what you were kind of talking about with Scott when he gets his throat slit, that was something I want to touch on. A lot of these fucking kills, dude, the fucking blades turned around the other way.
Yeah.
I always thought that was kind of funny. It's not something that bothers me. It's something I look back on where I'm like, haha, dude, they got away with that. I always wish part of the camp didn't get to leave after the bar because there's like half the people that just get to bounce out of the movie. We never get to see him again. I would have rather Jason just went on a bigger rampage, personally. Yeah, and when Jason killed Mark, dude, that was when you knew that's the guy in the wheelchair. You knew he gave zero fucks about who you are. It don't matter. I don't care what the fuck's wrong with you. You're at my camp. You're getting murked, and that's what I love about that. It goes beyond the actual cool kill of it. It's just like that signifies something. It signifies something deeper about the psyche of Jason Voorhees and where he's willing to go with shit. He will take it there, and that kill, if you can look beyond just the kill, really signifies that, honestly. And I love when you first see Jason pop up, when you first see him, where he's under the covers, the girl finds the dead people, and you just see Jason rise up with the knife, and you're just like, holy shit. And then you just see the first person and you see like the little black spot on his nail. Little touches like that really set it off. I love the line too where Jason is in the room and he's like crouched down and that Jenny's like, Paul, there's someone in this room. Because like I can put myself in those shoes. Like, man, everybody's been in a room that's dark, and that's the kind of shit you're thinking about. Like, what if somebody just popped out of the corner?
You
real
can
quick out of the
sense
dark?
it, kind of.
Yeah, it's weird.
The feeling, the air.
Yeah,
There's something in the air.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
in that air, and then it comes back through to your TV. But yeah, like I can kind of feel it, like the way the music builds, the way they set the mood of the scene, and then you kind of like can adjust your eyes. You can see it a little better now, but I'm telling you guys, like back on VHS, it was even creepier because the way he slowly emerged from the darkness. Now you can kind of see him from the jump. And it's just her just like, Paul, there's someone in this room. And then she's yelling again, like, I'm not fucking joking, Paul. There's someone. And then next thing you know, they're in a fucking fight. Dude, that is fucking great, dude. And Jenny in general, man, she makes a hell of a final girl. I love her in this movie. And the whole last act with her is so damn fun. And honestly, man, this movie really flies by. It's like you blink and you're like, oh, damn, this is the last showdown, huh? This is what we're doing. And, dude, I mean, like you kind of were saying at the shrine and shit, I loved how Jenny, like, mess with Jason's psyche. Yeah, you can see him kind of like turning his head like he was confused. I mean, Jason's not supposed to be the smartest motherfucker. I like how you can kind of tap into that, and they made her smart enough to do something like that. And then the last thing, dude, what the fuck happened to Paul? That is the biggest question to all these Friday the 13th people. Where is Paul? Because there's no sign of him. After that shit goes down, there's that little dream sequence. Like, was there really Jason? Was there anything like that? There's no explanation where Paul is. He's just not there when they're taking Jenny away.
Paul, you can't count on him, man. You can't count on anyone named
You can't
Paul.
count on. Yeah, I was about to say you can't count on. Can you think of a single Paul you can count on? I have two uncles that are named Paul. I should probably
Paul
bounce
Bunyan.
back.
Paul Bunyan's the only one that comes to
Yeah,
mind.
and even he tried to fucking kill Richie Tozier.
Oh,
jeez.
don't even get me started on it and Pennywise right now.
It's always something with these Pauls, dude. Even the one that could, he dialed it back. Anyways, that's Friday the 13th, Part 2, people. Rodney, why don't you take away Friday the 13th, Part 3D? You know what, Rodney? Why don't you wait since you got to pull up your notes? Tyler, why don't you take away Friday the 13th, Part 3D and have your notes ready because it's bouncing, boomeranging right back to you. Okay, Tyler.
I got a lot to
Take
say
us.
about this one, actually.
I have a lot to say as well.
Ronnie, you want to go or you want me to jump?
I'll go because I don't have that much to say.
All right.
Oh, God. Here we go.
So, Friday the 13th, Part 3. I hate the beginning.
Jeez.
Do you like any of the beginnings? Besides the
Eventually we
remake?
get there.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Eventually. I really dug the 80s vibe they had in this movie, even though it was made in the 80s. But they like really expressed the 80s
Yeah,
vibes
the
in this
synth
movie.
music was on
Yeah,
point.
all
It was
of it
just
was
chilling. It was amazing, yes.
I like the characters in this a lot. The characters were kind of, I wouldn't say an upgrade from 2, but the fact that they kept me interested the way that it did.
I've had people say that that's the weak spot of this movie is the characters. And I think the characters in this movie could be like my favorite of the franchise. Like I love the balance of them all with Shelley and like the fucking fake ass Tommy Chong guy. When I was younger, I legitimately thought that was Tommy Chong till I was like 13 years old.
Dude, me too.
Like the whole movie.
I watched it, I was like, is that him? And I was like, no, it's not him.
I was too young, and that's what I'd do when I was younger, dude. I would just say in my head, I'm like, no way. And I'm like, no, it's not. Back then, you didn't Google shit when you were like 7, 8, 9, 10. So I was just like, it's just Tommy Chong. And then one day I realized I was like, that's not Tommy Chong, is it? I've been an idiot for too long. But yes, characters, man. Definitely.
Yeah, the stoners especially.
Yeah, they were
I like
great,
the stoners. The shower kill, I love that kill that happened in there.
Yeah.
It seemed so brutal for something that it wasn't as much as what, like that axe scene where the axe goes right in old girl's face, which was brutal as shit.
Are you talking about the first one with Marcy?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, when you say shower kill, am I blanking that hard? Who
Where
died
he's
in the
slamming
shower?
him in the his
That's
face.
yeah. You're talking about
He
what's his
literally
name?
pushes his face into like the back of his head
That's
through
in
the
part
shower
4.
wall. No.
Yes, it is.
That's I have it on here as part 3.
Yeah, part 4. He shoves the pretty boy's face in and
Yeah, right
squashes
after
it.
they took a shower together. She
Oh
goes
wait,
get
no,
dressed.
I have that for part 4. Oh, that was a shower kill in
You're about
3.
to review part 3. Yeah, I had to do something because there's been a couple times on this podcast where I'm like,
Wait a
that's
minute.
not in that movie, and then like I'm just like, fuck it, let it go.
I'm
what if
trying
I'm
to think
drawing
of
a
what
blank?
shower
But
kill
there
I'm
has been a
thinking of
couple
for part
those with
3
y'all.
then.
Yeah.
Is there a shower?
There's not a shower kill. The only time there's a shower that I can think of quick off the top of my head is when old girl is showering up in there, and then the handstand fuck dude
I'm getting to
came
that.
out. Yeah,
I'm
we're
getting
gonna get to that. We're not gonna talk about that, but that's the only thing involving a shower in 3.
Cool. Sweet deal, man.
He's like, I can't trust my own notes.
For real.
What else you got other than showers?
So I didn't like the eyeball kill.
Really, I love that, but it hasn't aged well because of
Yeah,
Blu-ray and
that-
shit like that. When you
yeah.
watch that on VHS, it's like, shit.
That's what I'm thinking with most of this franchise is like some of it looks really good and then some of it's like, oh, so it's like outdated. I can
Yeah.
understand that.
But if you've seen the older ones and you're looking at them on Blu-ray, you're more accepting of that, and you're like, I'm just glad this looks this good. And when you see shit like that, you're not looking at it with a critical eye. You're not looking at it like, dude, I can fucking see the spring. You're looking at it like, oh shit, dude, now you can see the spring on that. That's great. That's kind of how I look at it. Which you always could to an extent, but now it's getting, with every single upgrade, it's getting crazier.
Yeah, other than that, I got when dude is pulling the knife out of old girl's back at the end of it, when he's laid up next to her dead body and he goes to pull the knife out of her back, I guess, to attack Jason with, and like I felt it, like the decision that he was making, whether he should take that knife out of her back or not. But then he does pull it out. It's like I felt it coming out of my own back almost. It was just well done. So, yeah.
Like a steak.
Part 3 for me.
Yeah, part 3. They're driving to the camp, and that creepy guy just sleeping in the middle of the road with the eyeball.
He's like the new Ralph.
Yeah,
like that new
yeah.
crazy guy. He's like,
Chris is absolutely beautiful.
dude, she's amazing. She gets way too slept on as a final girl. She's great.
You finally get to see Jason in all his glory in this one, I believe. Shelley plays the trick with the fake axe to the head. He's just socially awkward. You don't play tricks on, especially that girl that's already been traumatized, and for some reason she goes back to the camp, which I don't really understand. The bikers. The bikers, and then Shelley knocks over their bikes and they break their car windows and drive off, and Shelley's feeling pretty good about himself, like I'm a man, you know.
So do you not like the bikers? Or you're
No,
just kind of like they're there?
I'm like, I don't like them or dislike them. I'm kind of glad that they're in this movie because of what happens.
Yeah, that's kind of something I like wrote down. And what I was talking about too is like the whole biker thing. Like I could see how some people could see it as kind of pointless, but something about it adds like a little extra element.
Yeah,
to
you
it.
see later on in the movie like why they had the bikers.
Yeah,
like,
even if it's not the best reasoning to insert somebody there, but
Yeah.
it's still, there's something about it. Like I always think about 3, and I'm not like that fucking biker gang. I'm like, oh, and then that had that biker gang in it. That was kind of cool. I
Yeah.
don't know why it was, but it worked. That's my opinion.
And then Chris tells the story of how she escaped Jason, but still goes to the lake for vacation. Like, you'd be traumatized. Jason on the dock when he shoots the girl in the eye with a spear. That was a great kill.
It's one of my favorites. She's like, Shelley, wait a minute, you're not sure. And he walks away like nothing happened. He walks away like,
Yeah, like
it's nothing.
It's what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Andy, after the shower scene, is going to get a beer for his girl, and he does a handstand for some reason.
You've been waiting the whole movie to
'cause-
figure out why this motherfucker's
Yeah.
doing handstands.
Yeah, he can do a handstand. He's awesome. And then Jason just fucking
Obliterates
slices
him.
him bone tomahawk style right through
Down the fucking middle,
the
dude.
taint.
That's such a great kill. And I love how you can see his shoes kind of when he's coming up.
And then Shelley, who's been playing all these practical jokes, actually gets his throat slit, and no one believes him. They're like, "You're just playing." And then they're like, "Oh, okay, he died."
I love that.
And then whenever Chris is out looking for Rick, and Jason's holding him up against the side of the house so like Rick don't scream so Chris can hear him. That was intense.
Yeah, I
And
love
then
that.
the bikers, their plan was to take the gas out of the van and what was they're gonna burn down the cabin or
get
something.
them back, burn the
Somehow.
barn down, whatever they got to do.
That backfired.
Oh, that's what that one noise that dude makes.
The
Wolf or whatever his name is.
the bikers immediately, once they go into the barn, they immediately get murdered, except for someone. Well, the van, she gets in the van to get away, and you think she's free, and then she gets on that bridge and it runs out of gas, and then you see Jason running towards the van. How scary would that have
It's
been?
haunting, dude.
It's scary. The way he's just jogging away like
That's
with fucked up legs.
That's one of the things I love about Jason is he'll run after you.
yeah.
He's not like Michael Myers where he just walks and stuff, or not like a doll named Chucky.
yeah.
He'll run after you. I love the hockey mask that Jason wears. But can we talk for a second about how insane hockey players are wearing masks like that? Have you ever held a hockey puck?
Yeah, they're heavy.
Them things are heavy. And getting a slap shot, like, I don't even know how fast them things go. Right to the
Fast as
face.
shit.
You're still breaking your face.
You seen the
doesn't
movie
matter.
Goon?
Yeah.
I did. For some reason, when you're thinking about how hard a hockey puck
Dude.
is, I immediately go to like when Sean William Scott took that hockey puck to the fucking grill, dude. That was fucking.
Dude,
ooh.
hockey players are some of the craziest people on earth.
I don't get it. I don't get it. More power to you, though.
And then Jason tearing apart that barn looking for Chris.
His car keys.
Yeah,
Look,
looking.
somebody put that as like a meme, like when you're late for work and can't find your keys, it shows them just ripping through.
Yeah,
I always
he's,
thought that was
he's
great.
tearing the barn apart just looking for Chris as she falls on him.
Yeah.
And then Chris hits Jason with the shovel, knocks him out, and then she hangs him from the top of the barn.
I love that.
And then he, falls down, and you're like, he's hanging, like he's probably gonna die if he's human. And then she goes down and she opens it up, and right there is Jason just
Yeah,
hanging.
that
hanging.
freaked me out.
It's such a
I like how
good
he like
scene.
lifts it up and he kind of like smiles at her.
And then the biker that did survive tries to help, but then he immediately gets murdered.
Oh, immediately, too.
Immediately, so fast.
He tried to do something as like a last ditch effort.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I watched that, I was like, oh shit, because you know the whole stereotype, black dude always dies. I'm like, not only did this black guy come back, he also is gonna kill Jay. He's gone.
Never mind.
And he's gone.
And then Jason gets the axe to the head,
I love it.
and he immediately turns into a zombie.
He's
He's
Yeah.
just walking like that. Again, why do the final girls, after going through so much, get in a canoe and just go out in the middle of the lake?
Yeah.
I just don't understand that. Like, get away, or I don't know. I would find a road and just run on.
row your boat gently down the stream, bitch.
I would go to. I don't know what I would do, but I would not just get in a canoe and go 40 yards out in the lake and just take a nap. Then the mom comes out of the water and grabs Chris.
Yeah. I didn't like that as much.
No, but I did enjoy this movie.
100%, man. And I dig that you're enjoying these movies
I
so
know,
far,
it's-
Tyler. I'm so proud of you.
Well, just
I
wait.
really am.
Just wait.
Oh, no. I mean, I get it. But for these opening ones, I mean, come on. I really do at the beginning. I like that quick shot of where you like see Jason for like a split second, like those laundry sheets where he's gonna like fuck up that couple. You know, that weird guy with like the rabbit who's taking a shit in the outhouse and the girl that was bitching at him the whole time. That little scene where he's in the laundry sheets, I thought was just a good shot. It was that good quick shot where you're not really sure what you saw, but you saw just enough and you're like, oh shit, Jason looks a little bigger in this one. That's another thing. If you're talking about if you really want to get heavy on not connectability, but like overall believability, this shit's supposed to happen like right after part 2, really. And we have Jason going from a scrawny guy that now he has like traps up to his shoulders, and he got a haircut. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird, but these are the kind of things, kind of like what you were harping on the end with the boat going by. Like, you just kind of let go. And I don't know if y'all were just kind of letting that go or you just didn't piece that together. But there's little things in these franchises that do that. But it's such a minor offense because they're just fun fucking movies. This one probably features my favorite kills overall. Like, there's just so many kills where I'm like, damn, dude, like that was creative, or the brute force of it. It just, there's so many well done kills. We've talked about it enough. The harpoon gun and the fucking, Jesus, the right through the, yeah, everything about this movie. The kills are so good. And a lot hate him, but I actually love the character of Shelley. Like, I can just,
Yeah.
he's just one of those guys that, like, he does wrong things. He's flawed, but he's doing it for attention. Like, you can tell he really means well. Like, that's the kind of person, if I saw him, like, down in a corner while everybody was making fun of him, I'd be like, bro, I get it, man. Pick that fucking head up, dude. Like, you're a good guy. You just need to work on some things, man. You're trying too hard to stand out. But, dude, you got a lot to offer. And, like, in general, man, he's just a great flawed character that I think really does mean well and gets down on himself super easy. And I mean, the dude gave Jason his patented hockey mask. And also, I don't know if he's a lawyer, but he does something lawyery, and he actually is the main person that's given detailed updates on this rights battle right now. He's the one that keeps in touch with it, and he relays it to all the Friday the 13th hopefuls that it will return. So Larry Zenner, I think, is his name. I apologize if I got that wrong, but he's a really, really cool guy in real life too. So big shout out to Shelley. He's one of my favorite characters from the human side, if not my favorite. Vera is my favorite girl that isn't a final girl. And man, is she beautiful, dude. The girl that got hit with the harpoon gun.
Yeah.
Like, out of every, like, side character that isn't a final girl, not just because she's beautiful, but she had the makings of a final girl. Like, I could see her being, if Chris wasn't in this, which Chris is fine, dude. I love her as a final girl, as I was saying. But Vera could have easily filled that role as the final girl seamlessly. She had all the makings for it. I think, this movie features my favorite Jason of the whole franchise. Richard Brooker really was the first to nail down the formula that kind of stuck with the character. He's the first one to don the mask. He's the first one that was big Jason. And I feel like a lot of the movements and everything that Jason became really centers around Richard Brooker. Now, the person that follows him, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, Ted White is my second favorite version of Jason, because this 1-2 punch features my favorite versions of Jason. But it's crazy how people skip over Brooker to Ted White when you hear people. Everybody's like, Ted White. I really like what he brought to the role. When Brooker was first, and it seemed like White almost kind of just piggybacked off of what he was doing. Not to say he was bad in the role. He's my second favorite Jason. But Brooker, dude, I just don't think he gets enough respect. I'm saying words so weird tonight for some reason. I'm only on my first beer. But, yeah, I got to give a shout out to Richard Brooker. R.I.P. to that man. Probably my favorite killer to ever don like a suit in a movie. Seeing Jason with the hockey mask for the first time, it just never gets old. Walking up that dock like you were talking about, it's so great. It's the birth of an icon right there, even though it's 3 movies in, but that's where you get the official look. I think the shot of Jason behind Chuck, dude, when he flips the lights on is great. Like when the Chuck is Tommy Chong, basically 2.0, where he's just losing shit and he flips on and he's just like standing there behind him. It looks fucking creepy. Like, I can only imagine, because I mean, I think every adult even gets that to a point where, like, you feel it on your back of your neck. You're like, I feel like something's behind me, and you flip on the lights, and that's like your safe haven. You know, you flip on those lights, you're like, oh God, I'm safe now. So Chuck was probably, especially Stone, he's probably like, thank God I got those lights on. And then I turn around and bam, right there, looking menacing as ever. Richard fucking Brooker, people. And then I also love the shot of Jason come through the window. He just threw Rick through. I thought he looked great, kind of just like hanging there before he came in. And dude, there's so many shots I love the shot of Jason charging up to the closet door with the axe, dude. I think that looks amazing. Like in the hallway scene where Chris is running from him. Chris is looking out like the window, not the window, the little peephole. And what is Chris doing in that scene? You got to go to the psychological point of it. She's good looking at that to see, like, hopefully he's not there. But what does she see on the other side? She not only sees him, she sees him, like, winding up with the axe, like, coming at her fast. Like, that was the last thing she wanted to see when she looked through that. That psychologically is so great. And then the hallway scene in general, Chris fights back. We'll get to a little bit of that. And Jason's knife toss, dude, he does. He flicks it at her. That whole hallway scene is gold to me. And then I hate when people act like Jenny is like the only final girl. This is why I think 3 is disrespected, because they always skip over Brooker and they always skip over Chris like she didn't do shit. Dude, everybody talks about Jenny as the one girl that really fought back. Chris not only fought back, she fought back after, like, she fought back against a superior Jason. He ain't this little scrawny guy. Chris. I cannot talk straight.
I know.
Today.
What is wrong
I
with you?
don't know, dude. I'm stressed.
You want me to take over?
I got it, dude.
Okay.
No, you got it. Yeah, but Chris does not get the credit she deserves for what she brought to the table as a final girl. And Jason, dude, taking that fucking mask off as a kid, that fucking fucked me up, dude. Like, I remember seeing it, he just kind of smiles. I'm like, oh my God, it's even worse under there. Like, screw this. Like, my Uncle Johnny even came over. He's like, is that the one from part 3? It's the first time I see him in a while. And he's like, remember when he takes the mask off? He was like, he's from New York, so he was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. And I was like, exactly. You get it, Uncle Johnny. Maybe that's where I get it from. And then the end sequence with Jason maskless, like in the window and shit, dude. Almost sound like I said innuendo. In the window, he comes rushing down. He busts through the door. That whole scene is just great. I'm not, like I said, as big on the mother jumping out. It just didn't have the same effect as 2. Felt a little cheaper. But overall, dude, Friday the 13th Part 3, D is the fucking truth, dude. And you can take that to the bank. The blood bank. To quote Steven Seagal.
You want me to go, Rodney, or you got...
Go for it, buddy.
He looks stoned.
Are you awake?
To the bone.
Yeah, I'm wide
Are you
awake.
that
Okay.
tired?
Well, it is 10 o'clock.
No, it ain't. I'm just playing.
Here, I'll go, Rodney. Save your battery. Unless you're going to go. Go ahead.
I'll go on and go because yeah.
Hit it up, dude.
All right. For the final chapter, which is part 4, hate the beginning.
I'll just get that out of the way.
So the first note other than that I wrote down was holy Jesus jumping Christmas shit.
Yeah, I love that. Axel,
Yes, dude.
that was the best shot. Holy Jesus, fuck.
That took
Jesus
me by a
jumping
shock.
Christmas shit.
I loved it though.
Yeah.
I loved it when he did that.
He's over there like swaying his head.
The first kill was so grisly and so like so intense.
The turn of the head, dude.
Yeah.
It made me turn my head. I was
Oh,
like,
when
"God."
he's slicing his throat. And
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
awful.
that's-
It's
And
completely
Savini,
awful.
Savini's back for the effects on this one. This is the first one he
Oh,
did since the
yeah,
first
he
one.
killed it on this one. This
He
one
killed
was
it
really
on the
good.
first one.
But no, another note I put down was watching this one was like watching a movie that was made 10 years ago.
Mhm.
It really felt like a movie that was like in the early 2000s to like maybe the late 90s.
it still holds up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks really good. I love Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love
He's
him
so
as an actor, but him in this was perfect.
Comedy
It
and
was so
everything.
great.
Yeah, Jimmy and Ted in general, dude. Them two. Like Ted. I'm not going to say that part. We'll get to it. But Ted is the other guy that Jimmy
Teddy
and
Bear.
Crispin. Yeah,
Yeah.
Crispin Glover's with. Them two are a great combination. Like, just like, let me write it in the computer. Like, their banter back and forth really helps the movie.
Yeah, I thought poor Crispin Glover though.
That
I thought
dead
his
fuck.
dude that kill was so brutal. It
It
was
was
so
great.
ruthless.
Hey, Ted, where's the corkscrew?
Yeah.
Hey, I said, where's the...
But that
There's-
dance scene,
Oh,
dude, his dancing
I love it, dude.
his dancing is
is
awful.
so amazing.
It's so Crispin Glover.
It's
That's
so-
the definition. That's the best way to put it. It's so Crispin.
It
Glover.
really is though. Like it's like I thought he was actually gonna slow dance with her,
No,
but
he's
then
over-
as soon as the music came on, I was like, don't, no, and he did it. He
Yeah.
did his
It's great, though.
hyperactive, whatever he calls it.
Yeah, he's over there killing it. They wouldn't have shut that shit off, dude. He's gonna set the place on fire.
Dude, I
100%.
like the way Jason blocked all the exits and entrances with dead bodies. So
Yeah.
everybody that he's killed, like it was in the
was
doorway,
sick.
tied or nailed to the trim of it or
Mhm.
whatever, and then the window. It was all. That was kind of like scary.
Yeah,
Intense
how bad
whenever
it,
was
how
like-
bad it, how it went down too. Like when he walked through, I think it was Crispin Glover actually that was put.
Yeah,
like,
put up
yeah,
on it.
and
He
he
just
just
ripped him
Yeah, he
down,
just goes like,
dude.
and it's just like,
You
jeez.
see like his hand like split in half from the nail.
Oh, my
It was
God.
awful. Yeah, other than that, the Jason getting killed was awesome.
Yeah.
how that knife goes like through the side of his face, like in his eye.
Fall down, dude.
Yeah,
Oh.
it just
Dude, Ted
so
White
brutal.
in general, dude. I know I was trying to talk up Brooker, but he's Stu fucking Pendus as Jason, 100%. These are my favorite incarnations. If it would be my favorite movies, that remains to be seen. But these two Jasons in this movie, there's like it's weird. Like, he's not full on supernatural yet. Like, you talk about the axe in the head. It's an axe, but it's like how much of it went through. You can almost suspend disbelief enough to be like, well, maybe he's human. Like, there's an element there is like, we've seen crazy shit, dude. We've seen 50 Cent get shot 9 times and live. There's like just enough there to where you can suspend belief enough where it's like he is human, but there's something else that's going on there that you can't really describe. You don't know what it is. After this one, of course, skipping over part 5, you get that Jason that's just fucking full-on supernatural type Jason, zombie Jason, if you will. I like these versions of Jason the best, where he's got like a little bit of human to him still, where he can get hit and he actually falls down, but he keeps coming. Something about like a real-life person makes it more scary to me than just completely supernatural. But that's my piece on that. You say you didn't have anything else after that?
yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was your last thing.
Yeah.
What up, Tyler?
Yeah.
Go pee.
Go for it, dude. Don't knock that beer over. See shit just...
Yeah, Jason gets
Oh.
taken to the hospital right in the beginning.
That
And
poor guy.
That couple, they go into Jason's room. They think Jason is dead. They start watching the news story about Jason. Then they start hooking up. Boom, they die. Stupid people having sex with murderers right
You
around
still gonna
them.
get it on, though. It's
Yeah,
gonna
probably.
happen. You're like, well, maybe mine will be different.
Me and Brandon were talking about this. Corey Feldman, the kid, reacting to the girl in the window undressing.
Yeah, it's so great.
Dude, it's such like that's exactly what me or Brandon would have done if we were 12-year-old kids watching a hot neighbor get undressed. Which we never did watch a hot neighbor get undressed. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I mean that even from every reaction, like just jumping up and down, like, like
It's
in the pillow.
happening.
Yeah, like everybody.
I'm gonna
knows
see
that.
some boobies.
Yeah, I've never seen titties before. Like just getting excited. Like, and of course, everything's best when it's new. Right at that age where you got to think where Tommy Jarvis in the movie. Dude, what the fuck? I almost called him Corey Taylor. Like, not the lead singer of Slipknot. Corey Feldman in the movie playing Tommy Jarvis. You got to think at his age in the movie, like I said, everything's best when it's brand new. That's with anything. Yeah. At that point, that sex drive that was kicking in was probably brand new. So there's that element of like, oh my God, yes, titties. Like, you just, that's how you're going to be. If you got a little kid, you're like a woman and you have like a 9-year-old, that's happening right now. I don't know if your husband's telling you that, but that's just how kids act at that age because they're growing up into that. It's just the facts. We can't deny the facts.
The skinny dipping scene with the twins.
Yeah. We have no suits.
Yeah.
Crispin. Like,
Dude,
man, fuck your suits.
every girl in this movie is beautiful. The dance scene by Crispin. Let's see here. When Jason throws that girl through the window onto the car from the second story,
I love that.
that was brutal.
It's the form of Jason, though. Like, it's slow motion. It looks like elegant, and the way the windows break out too was such a good touch.
And then what Ronnie was saying about the wrong movie 30 minutes ago, the shower scene when Jason goes in there and just grabs the dude's head and just starts bashing it against the.
Yeah, of course, it's a good-looking guy too, so that adds a nice little touch to it. Like, smash the good-looking dude's face in.
The kills in this movie are great, and then the whole hunter thing.
We're talking about the hitchhiker guy.
The hitchhiker who's hunting Jason, and you see him whenever the car breaks down, and Corey Feldman, what I'd say 9 to 12 years old.
Yeah.
He's like under the hood, like try it now. Like
Little
me and
kids.
Brandon, like We're
Made
talking about
different
like
back
back when kids in the 80s were 9 years old fixing alternators and shit. That's when you first see the hitchhiker, the hunter, and then the hitchhiker getting thrown through that window. They lock all the doors, they make sure all the windows are shut, and you see the hitchhiker get just thrown in by Jason. And I honestly thought, like, I was laughing. I thought Jason just dove in through the window.
And it wasn't even like a straight down. It was like sideways.
Dude,
so
it
he
was
just
crazy. I was like,
all
is
or
that
nothing.
Jason? Oh, no, it was the hunter guy. And the way the hunter or hitchhiker gets killed, I'll let Brandon, what does he say?
No, he's like, he's killing
He's
me.
killing me.
He's killing me. And he's like looking up with his eyes all wide and shit, dude. I'll never understand this, but most people you talk to is like that goofy ass line. I'm like, dude, I love that line. That line makes it more intense. Yeah, he's stating the obvious, but there's something about it that makes it more real. If he was just sitting there like, it would have been like any other kill. But seeing a guy literally who knows the dangers of Jason. Because for those that don't know, I'm blanking on the damn girl's name. It's the girl that got impaled together with that one guy. The fucking, was it shish kebab killer or whatever, where they are on the bed having sex in 2. You don't remember they're on the bed having sex in 2?
Kevin Bacon?
No, in 2. Where, and the second one, that girl and that guy are having sex on the bed. And Jason with the fucking bag head. You don't see it yet. It's before you first see him where he comes off the bed 'cause he just killed him. He slams that spear-like thing through the back of both of them, and it hits the bed. Yeah, that girl is the hitchhiker's sister, and that is who he's looking for. So he's already well aware, like, okay, I know who Jason is. So in that moment, he knew Jason meant business, and to not because, oh, he's killing me, like, what a stupid line. It was like, he didn't want her to get got, too. So he's like, he's killing me. This is this fucking serious. I need you to look at me and listen to me. He's fucking killing me. Like, that shit made it more intense. I don't laugh at that line. I actually think it's great. I don't understand the harping on that as, like, a bad line. That's actually one of the better kills and one of the more intense kills to me. Meanwhile, other people are like, that's one of the funnier. I'm like, no, it's pretty...
Like what's going through
You're taking
your
it
mind
too.
when that's happening? Like,
like
you're killing me. Like, just freaking out. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it's like,
you can really say. Really, you can be like, stop, please. Like,
it's just like y'all are taking it too literal. Like it's like y'all are thinking it like, well, duh, he's killing you. Like,
and then
but he's freaking the fuck out. Like he's killing me. Like, get the fuck out of here.
and then back on topic when Corey Feldman, his sister, is just getting chased around by Jason, and Corey Feldman decides, you know what, I'm gonna shave my head. He just shaves his head, which I don't even know how he thought of this. I know he's a smart kid.
Works on cars, bro.
Yeah, I have no idea why he thought this would work, but it works. He pretends to be Jason as a kid, trying to stop him, and that's when the machete, Jason falls on it and it slides down his face.
That fucking dude, Tom Savini's a fucking G for that. That looked amazing.
Yeah, and then Corey Feldman sees, Jason's hand twitch. So Corey Feldman just starts hacking up Jason, which you should do.
Die!
Make sure the killer is dead. Don't second guess it. Don't
Always
just be like,
double
I
tap.
think he's dead. Just kill the killer. I love this one. So go on to Brandon.
100%. And this time, ready for it? We get a recap of the first 3 movies. So we get all 3. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. God, dude. Good old Tommy Jarvis. You gotta love the Corey Feldman role, dude. I mean, this kid was all over the fucking 80s back then, dude. And he was nothing short of great. Again, as Tommy Jarvis. It really sucks to see that he couldn't really turn that career into something else after that, because he really did rule the 80s as a child actor, dude. He just nailed it. Samantha, man, might be the baddest chick in the franchise to me. That chick is on something, dude. You know what I'm talking about when I say Samantha?
Yeah.
Me neither. I wrote it down. I remember. I'm literally asking you. No, I'm just playing. No, Samantha's the chick that Tommy Jarvis was watching with the guy from the window while he was getting all crazy in the room.
Okay,
And she's the girl that gets stabbed through the rat, not the rat, whatever the fuck that is. And she's like, ugh, when she gets fucking hit up, dude. Which she almost died of like hypothermia in that fucking scene. Ted White had to like get on him about that. There's so many crazy behind the scenes stories on this shit. That's why you gotta borrow that up there. I'm telling you guys, the documentaries on every movie. Okay. Man, and my direction too.
Oh, dude.
Come on now. Feldman losing his shit over Samantha.
My
That's
shoes
what
are-
you were talking
my
about.
shoes are
We ain't gonna touch
squeaking.
that. We ain't even gonna touch that. Okay, you done threw me all off track, dude. I really like how they brought in the hitchhiker character in general, man. I thought that was great. Not just because of the scene. I kind of wish she maybe did last a little longer, like you were saying. But the tie-in to the last one, even though a lot of people don't even realize that's her brother, the girl. I keep slipping on her name. I wish I could remember it, but y'all know what I'm talking about now. I already explained that. But the hitchhiker character overall was a good character, dude. And honestly, I think all of Feldman's masks were pretty dope. Like it kind of
Yeah,
added something.
dude,
in.
that's ridiculous for a kid like that to make masks so realistic.
He's a genius, dude.
He is a smart kid. He
He's a
can
genius.
fix alternators and carburetors.
Fucking shave his head bald. I didn't know how to shave till I was like 20.
Well, he didn't do a really good job.
But he could do it, man. Do it. And I love we talked about the other twin for a second, but talk about the other twin, Terry. I love the use of the shadow on the wall when Jason killed her. You don't actually see it, but the use of the shadow on the side of the house where he shanks her on the right on the side of the house where she's trying to get on her bike. I thought that was like beautifully done. It was just a great shot. Most people joke. Oh, I'm not even gonna get into that. Let's just skip it. Jason slamming through the door, dude. That is one of the best fucking scenes I've seen in any movie. There, like nobody has looked more badass than Ted White as Jason when he slams through that door. He was saying, I wasn't gonna double down on that. We all know that's great. Where he's chasing around Feldman's sister left and right, Tommy's sister. But when he fucking comes through that damn door, like boom, like, and he's standing there with his chest all fucking out, and they're kind of like, is this really happening right now? And then he just tosses the hammer. That little sequence right there, I'm like, ooh, like that is why I fucking love Jason. Right fucking there, personified, dude. And then the shot of Jason, you already kind of talked about where it went through his head. I won't double down on that, as great as that is as well. But the shot of Jason, I love when he gets chopped down the middle of his fingers, where he's kind of like reaching at her and he's doing this. Like, it's almost like he's kind of toying with her. And then he gets chopped, and it's almost like he's looking at it like, fuck, like that is painful. Son of a bitch. Like, you're fighting back. This ain't good. I thought you just lie down and die like the rest of them. Overall, dude, final chapter, dude. I'm glad it wasn't the final chapter, because this franchise was still kicking after 110%. Maybe not later on, but right now we're still kicking, and they brought it back. Friday the 13th, a new beginning.
Wake the fuck up, Rodney.
Wake
I'm
the
wide
fuck up.
All right.
That help you? No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Help me.
Nice. I can scream louder.
Please
Can.
don't. Please
I can.
don't.
I'm
I know
just
you
saying I
can.
My phone
can.
just died.
Are you fucking serious?
All right, Rodney's going to have to wing it.
Okay. Tommy is a martial arts badass in this movie, which is pretty cool. Tommy's back in this one. And
He's great.
yeah, dude, one scene I strictly remember is when Buddy was like mocking him when he comes in the door, and he picks him up over his head and slams him on
The
that
middle of
table.
fucking breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, it's too early for this
I
shit,
was
Tommy.
like, oh shit.
That's what I was telling him, because we started watching that. You might have not been here yet because you came over in the middle of it. But like when you see a dude stand over you and he's like,
Dude, yeah.
like his teeth are gritting, and he's showing like you might be like, I'm in a bad spot right now, because I think this dude's gonna hit me at least 30 more times after I'm unconscious. But yeah, you could see it on his face, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tommy is a martial arts badass, which was a pretty good additive to his character arc. Honestly, he had to do something. My phone died. So my notes are gone.
You fucking
Alrighty.
serious. Don't go talking about number part 4, dude. You wanna
is
share
this
my
Joanna
notes?
Man?
Yeah, Joanna Man's in this.
Oh yeah, so Joanna Man.
Ooh, baby.
That's all I yelled as
Ooh,
soon as I seen him. I
baby.
was like, "Oh, it's Joanna Man."
Yeah.
But his kill, dude, that was kind of a scary situation to be in, dude.
Oh
like,
my
you're
God.
on the shitter.
I'm getting out.
And
I'm
then-
sorry, dude. I'm not waiting for that beam to come straight through. There's actually some pretty good kills in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that all the rest of it I can't really remember. I mean, I did.
I
I
understand.
liked it though, you know. So
I've never taken this many notes before.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm writing a book. It's behind Box Office Banter. It'll come out in 2024. It'll talk about all our
I can't
trials
wait
and
for it.
tribulations of Box Office Banter.
it's a good book. You should read it.
Yeah. Okay. Are we on the 5th one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
You ready, sir?
Which one is this? Okay. They dig up Jason's grave, and he is alive, and he stabs him. The one guy cutting the log out of nowhere, just like, what set him off? He just brutally just murders the one guy. I forgot his name.
Dude,
Joey.
Yeah, Joey. It's always
just-
so bizarre. Like, poor Joey, dude.
I was
He
not
just gets-
expecting that at all.
I had
I
this
thought it was a dream sequence, is what I thought. Like he had
Yes.
dreamed of killing him, but then
So
it
did I.
wasn't.
So
and
did
then you
I.
see the fucking cop, him in the back of the cop car, and you're
Yeah.
kind of like,
Oh shit!
I think that really just happened, guys.
yeah,
Holy shit.
He
He,
was
just murdered the
offering
little retard.
he was offering him chocolate, and he gets murdered.
If that's how you want it, Mick,
Yeah.
Those
like,
two,
I'll lay the chocolate bar right here.
the two guys driving that car, it breaks down like in every horror movie, and the one guy gets a flare in the mouth,
Oh yeah.
and then the other guy gets strangled by someone in the back seat. Tommy keeps getting these visions of Jason. I did like the creative kill where he wraps some dude up around a tree with a leather
Yes.
strap.
Oh yeah.
That's one of my
Around his
favorite
arms.
kills.
Yeah, and just starts tightening and
Yeah,
tightening. And I was
Eddie,
like-
dude. He
was it-
fucking pulls him in. That's fucking
I was
great.
like, that is so creative.
and Tina, dude. Girl with the big old titties. Yeah, Tina, as I'm about to say something really respectful about her.
Yeah.
No, Deborah Voorhees, man. I'm sorry, you have good boobs. It's out there. We all know this by now. But in general, dude, Deborah Voorhees, she has her own Facebook group called Deborah Voorhees. What the fuck? Don't tell me I'm doing this right now. Deborah Voorhees. Shit, I will fucking post this in in this damn Box Office Banner movies thing. Some Deborah Voorhees horror group. You'll find if you type something like that in. But she's awesome, and she's actually doing a movie called 13 Fanboy that's supposed to be essentially like a guy that goes fucking crazy, and he grew up watching these movies, and he snaps. And they're bringing Corey Feldman back in the movie and all this shit. I wrote an article about it. Y'all should check that shit out. And she actually shared it, which got me super giddy because I was like, oh my God, Deborah Voorhees. Because she was pretty great in this movie, even though she kind of got offed in the middle. But her and Eddie both definitely had some good deaths there, dude. I mean, the shears through the eyes, dude. Oh, and then what you said, dude, with Eddie. That was fucking
Yeah.
brutal, dude. Brutal.
And then that redneck bum drives a little motorcycle
Junior.
around. Yeah, when he gets his head
Dude.
chopped off
me, Ma!
while he's on the motorcycle. I like when the little kid hits Jason with the bulldozer, and they think
Reggie.
he's dead. Yeah, but no. And then the chainsaw versus Jason's machete fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that lasted for about 10 seconds, and then the chainsaw died.
Still
I was like,
cool, though.
She should have took some notes from Leatherface's book and bought the right type of chainsaw that Leatherface uses, and we might never hear from Jason again.
Yeah, Reggie realized Mama ain't raised no bitch, bro, and got that little mini tractor or whatever it was.
You find out at the end that the paramedic is actually the killer, not Jason. Jason's not in this.
You basically found that out at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was so obvious.
And the paramedic is Joey's dad, the guy that got brutally murdered for no reason in the very beginning of the movie. You see Tommy's in the hospital and has the other Jason mask. And he puts it on, and you're just left thinking, what's going to happen next? Like, is he going to turn into the new Jason? Is he going to team up with Jason like Batman and Robin? Like, what's going to go on? This movie's all right. That's all I got to say about 5.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the ending. The very last shot. It's kind of like, what's going on with Tommy here? Is he about to kill her? And then the next movie, you're like, what even happened there? We have no answers.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of the ending. But other than that, dude, it sucked losing Feldman, although we kind of get a brief appearance with him. But I actually like the new Tommy. Now I'm going to get to how I feel about Part 6 Tommy, which is maybe even the favorite. But I think this Tommy actually had a lot to offer. He was a little weird, but he worked as Tommy.
Hey.
Like, I'll just go ahead and say it, man.
I got to piss.
Go for it, dude. I'll just go.
Right
You'll
here?
just go ahead and spray it.
Right here?
Okay. No, I'll just go ahead and say it, dude. I actually like this Tommy better than Tommy in 6, and here's why. I think 6 is a more normalized, better actor probably, and Tom Matthews, who's a great dude. Me and him shoot poker, shoot the shit, chips, all that. No, but Tom Matthews, from everything I've seen on Facebook and everything like that, he seems very interactive with the fans. He's in Never Hike Alone and all that. He's doing a lot of good shit. But honestly, if I had to choose, I actually like, controversial opinion, I like Tommy in Part 5 more. Are you just going to stand there the whole fucking time, dude? Or are you going to sit here? This motherfucker's just staring at me. Like, I can feel his eyes. What the hell? Okay, yeah, take a seat, bud. I mean, you can sit up there until he gets back. It probably won't be a long piss. But no, Tommy in Part 5, man, there's just something that feels more like Tommy. Like, Tommy, as I said, might have been maybe even better in Part 6, but the continuation of what we left off at as far as Corey Feldman, I like how they brought the mask back. It kind of felt some continuity with that. And then how Tommy is in that movie where he's kind of like more damaged and his mind's not all there and he's kind of on edge because of Jason and he's kind of like weird and awkward. That's the Tommy I picture to grow up to. Like, that's what I picture Corey Feldman growing up as, not the Tommy in Part 6. So I think that's why that's my controversial opinion, but I don't think it really is when you break it down. I really like Reggie the Reckless, dude. I think he was just a fun character. I had a lot of fun with him. Ethel and Junior, on paper, man, like, I just feel like they seem like they'd be shitty characters, and you were still staring at me like that, dog. But Ethel and Junior, dude, they just bring something to the role. They add a little fun, dude. There's something about them. And, dude, Junior reminds me of Randy Quaid for some reason when he's talking. There's just something about him. I'm just like, you tell him, Mom. Like, I'm just like, I can just picture fucking Eddie from being younger from
Christmas
Vacation, European Vacation, any of the fucking vacations. But yeah, that character. Again, they make it pretty obvious, dude, with the whole Roy thing. Like, you can just tell it's the ambulance driver. Like, it wouldn't be because it's out of nowhere, but it's all like his eyes when they open it up. He's like,
did this piss people off?
Yes.
Really bad?
Yes. This is one that's came around to better reviews as it's aged more.
This was like Halloween 3.
Yes. But here's my next note, actually. I actually like it because they keep the suspense going, dude. They're just like that. You think we're past it, but now this is what makes it Friday still feel fresh, is this kind of shit. Because we're back even this far into the movies where we're like, is it Jason? Is it not Jason? Is it Tommy? Is it somebody else? The fact that we still have questions. We don't know beat for beat everything that's going to happen. There's some mystery there. There's just a little bit, enough to keep this same premise. Ooh, y'all catch that? Not premise.
Good job.
Fresh, dude. It keeps it fresh. It really does. And I've noticed that over time. There's a pretty high body count in this one, which always, is a good thing. We like watching Jason or Copycat Killer Jason murder people like this. Shit, dude. Tommy, dude, broke Junior off with a 2-piece and a biscuit, dog. He fucking he hurt me, ma. Like, dude, that motherfucker was up there like, I was like, is this going down right now? Kind of like touching on what you were talking about. That shit cracks me up when I watch it. I'm like, dude, this motherfucker can brawl, dude. I gotta tell you, dude, it's gotta moving on to the Jake character, man. It's gotta suck having a speech impediment like Jake. Like when you're trying to tell a girl you want to like fuck, you're like, what you want fuck? That's never gonna work, dude. Like ever, every single time you're gonna be like, the delivery just wasn't there for me. Like, damn. Like, you're fucked if you got a speech impediment. If you try and get that quick game, that's already hard to get, man. Gee, I feel for Jake on that one. Vi, dude, Violet. She's just out here fucking obliterating the robot, bro. Like, she's just fucking over, nailing it to her music, dog.
I didn't want her to die, dude.
Yeah, it's such an interesting, weird. That's just a water bottle, dog. It's such an interesting, weird group of characters that somehow blends together and works. I can't really, you can't quantify it. It just does. Fun fact here, at the 1 hour, 11 minute, and 14 second mark.
This was one of my notes, too.
Oh, my God. You see Mark in the car, like Richie lets out the biggest scream. It's like the biggest bitch scream ever. And the guy that plays Reggie the Reckless, as he calls himself, Shavar Ross, he talks about how he still has not lived that down. Like, people still talk about like he could be acting hard and motherfuckers be like, remember that one time you screamed though? Like, it just fucking, like, it's like, like, it's fucking terrible.
I have that in my notes, actually.
Did you? Yeah. And honestly, dude, it's the most simple thing. Instead of those little, my broken ass mask up there, those little red, signature markings on Jason's mask, they're just blue. They're light blue. Like, oh, this must mean it's the copycat. But something about it, dude, it looks cool. I like the change of pace in this one. I really do love the mask. And I like the moment, dude, at the end when Tommy is just like frozen from shock from seeing Jason again in the barn. Like Tommy move, and he's just like, I'm not crazy. Like, it's really here. I thought that was great. And, the ending before the ending where Tommy's like, is it Tommy the killer? All that was fucking great with him falling off and the copycat killer shit. I dig it, man. I dig it. Part 5 is a movie that is pretty damn great. That's really came around to a lot of fans over time. Time heals all wounds, and it's definitely healed that movie. But
I was about to be pissed with the Tommy when him and Jason went head to head, and they stood there staring at each other for like 15 seconds, and then he just slices Tommy. I'm like, tell me, yeah. I was like, did he really just die like that? Like,
he didn't die, but that's the shock.
But then he stabs him in the leg with a pocket knife.
Yeah,
but that's what's great. He's not. That's what I was saying with it's shock. It's literally he's just frozen in time because he's like,
oh shit.
It's fucking and he's even wondering, like, is this my mind again? And it's getting closer and closer. And he's like, this is fucking real, ain't it? Bam. And it's like, this is fucking real. It's kind of similar to how the Brody kid in Jaws, like, after the person
here
gets
we
ate,
go,
he's just
Jaws.
fucking stuck. Anyways, let's cover Jaws too. But yeah, that shock is real, dude. And it's really believable for him there, I think. Part 6, though, Zombie Jason. He's like, I have no notes. Just skip me.
You got anything, Rodney, or no?
You gotta have something.
Nikki and what's her name in the Winnebago?
You want a bagel?
Yes.
I don't have bagels, dude.
I don't know. I know the scene you're talking about, though.
Dude, I ate that scene up. I loved every minute of that scene with him and old girl because they started out having sex or whatever to the music when she was like demanding and like.
Yeah, that's John Travolta's related to that dude somehow. It's like a nephew or a cousin or uncle. Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, that scene, and then yet again, Jason just like he pushes her head through like the siding of the bathroom or whatever it was, and I was just like, God, here we go, dude. And yeah, this one's Jason Lives, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I
This
like
is why we
one.
use paper.
Yeah,
Paper doesn't die.
Next time I'm gonna write my shit down on paper.
Then you're like, I
Yeah,
can't read my
he
writing.
says that. He ain't gonna
He's
do
not
it.
gonna fucking do
It's
it.
a work in progress.
The progress is
This is
going
what our
nowhere.
14th
15th episode, maybe
podcast.
15th. I can't remember. Dude.
Jeez.
I think
You
it's
know
our
what they
15th.
say, dude.
What do they
What
say,
do they say,
Rodney?
Rodney?
What's up?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and
Are you done?
I mean, I'll just piggyback off what y'all say if I think of anything.
You ain't gonna piggyback. Everybody knows you're gonna sit over there like.
yeah, just wake up, bro.
I got you. Here we go.
It's only 10:30.
Right.
All right. Friday 13th, 6. Jason Lives came out in 1986.
Every year, dude, bust them out.
Tommy with the
Just about.
mask goes to Jason's grave to dig it up and make sure Jason is still dead. Then Tommy just starts stabbing Jason's corpse. But Jason comes alive due to the lightning strike, which usually would kill people, but instead it brings Jason back to life.
I didn't like that.
No. I like the grave digger. I like the scene where he throws the liquor bottle at Jason, and he catches it, and he breaks it, and just stabs him right back into it.
He's like looking over his shoulder, like that shouldn't have broke.
Yeah, dude, there are so many good kills in the first 30 minutes of this movie. Again, what Rodney is saying, Jason inside the RV, and then Tommy's trying to tell him that, we gotta stop him, we gotta do this, but no one believes Tommy at all. Like they think he's just crazy. Jason, whenever he gets shot with the shotgun and just pops back up, and then gets shot again, and then gets popped back up, like he does that 4 times. Jason, whenever he kills that cop that's beating him with a rock, and he like folds him in half.
That's one of my favorite kills of the franchise. It's such a simple kill too. They call it the lawn chair kill because he legitimately, dude,
just folded him.
Yeah, all they did was dig a hole. He just stood in the hole. They put some like legs over there, and they just folded it back.
Yeah.
It was like such an easy kill to do, but when you watch it, you're like,
Oh.
good God.
They didn't really kill the cop by folding him in half.
No, not in real life.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
I don't think so. I
Wow.
might have to watch the documentary.
These
Lame.
movie
saying,
people are
pussy
creative. These movie people are pretty creative. I like when I think it's Tommy's on the boat and Jason goes out in the water and he goes under the boat and you don't know where or when he will pop up. I think Brandon would love this scene because it reminds me of Jaws. Then Tommy lights a fire around the boat, which I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid because where's he gonna go? He's just stuck in a circle of fire and a little boat with Jason under him. He throws the chain on Jason attached to a rock. After Jason jumps up, they break the boat. They go underwater. Jason has that chain around his neck and is sinking, which I don't know why Jason just didn't do this. Just pull the chain over. You know what I mean?
I think he was just worried about killing Tommy at that
Yeah,
point.
he grabs
He's not
Tommy.
the brightest tool in the
Grabs
shed.
Tommy, pulls him
Sharpest.
under, and then what's her name? I forgot. The girl jumps in to save Tommy, and then Jason grabs her by the leg, and then she's smart enough to take the boat propeller, turn it on, and start just going underwater at Jason's face.
Megan, right?
Yeah.
Or Megan, how they said it.
Let's see here. Okay, that's all I have for 6.
Oh my lord, dude.
Do you have a lot?
Enough.
Of course.
Man, it's always weird seeing them change actors. You know, it worked kind of with Feldman because he was young, and this is them going further. But overall, it's just a little strange, man. And the Tommy in the last one, like I said, unpopular opinion, that one worked a little better for me. Such an amazing opening. as we're introduced to a new form of Jason. Like when he's getting resurrected, dude, his eyes when it's playing that music, that dun 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 dun, he's just like blinking, and you see the one eye going in and out. There's maggots falling off of him. We immediately see there's a new Jason. He's like punching through people. There's like a step away move he does that looks so fucking wicked. It's after he gets like hit with the shovel, he punches through him, and then he turns back to Tommy like, where are we? But the way he steps and kind of like stumbles, but he does it with like force. It's like fucking, it looks terrifying because you're like, dude, this dude, holy shit. I don't know what it is about that way CJ Graham stepped to the side there, but he fucking nailed it. I love the James Bond style opening credits. We're starting to get into a little self-aware type territory. I thought that was cool where he slashed it, and then the credits started. It's nice to, again, with this shit, see the guy from Ghost in this with in the car with the girl, which the girl that was in the car where, guy from Ghost got hit that like spear, gets flung over his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was great. But I like how he's like talking shit to him and Jason's just standing like this the whole time. And the only time he moves, he's like, breaks out his light and goes back to standing and pops his tire. But the girl in that scene is actually Tom McLaughlin, the director's wife, and she actually almost died in that scene because when he went through, if you watch it, he went through that fucking glass and she was supposed to get down, but something about the momentum about him going through that glass carried it down towards her. So it was almost a fucking horrible thing on set that day, some Brandon Lee type shit. It was a good thing she lived through that. Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
Who's he?
Oh,
No, I'm just
are you
kidding.
the disrespect. You see the way Bruce is looking at you right now?
Dude,
Now that's warranted.
it's kind of intimidating
It is, dude. They stare at us, the stars.
for Bruce, not me.
Right. Yeah, fat Jason in the woods, dude, messing around with the paintballers. That just doesn't work. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Jason was a lot fatter in that scene, and that's because they replaced that Jason because he was too fat in that scene, and they replaced him with CJ Graham, who
That
went on
sucks.
to be one of the greatest
That
Jasons
sucks
ever
so
was.
bad. You think,
He's
I'm
not-
gonna be Jason.
And now his legacy is like,
you were the fat
yeah.
Jason that they had to replace.
Yeah, like not only do you think he's gonna be the badass, but if you word it like this, it's like you're thinking that's gonna be your legacy. I played Jason Voorhees, but now your legacy is like you're the guy who was too fat to play Jason. Like that's horrible. You were intimidating enough though, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. Jesus, dude. This one, I will say this: it's kind of cool that they had kids in this one. Every other one, there wasn't that factor of having like a kid. It was all adults basically running the camp. It was nice to throw in that like extra fear factor. It's like, man, they're not to jump on some Joe Rogan shit with fear factor. Did I just touch your foot? I did. Let's get out of here with that. But the little kids, dude, there's something about having kids in a movie that make it like a little more creepy, honestly. And honestly, harping back on that paintball scene, I have a love-hate relationship with it. I'm like, it's getting a little too corny for me, but there's also some cool shit. He's chopping off all three of their heads, which again is like, okay, this is a little much. But overall, man, I'm here for it. I love the shot, dude. I love the shot. Kind of going back on what you were saying about the RV. That must have been a great drink.
Dude, I chugged that last part. My eyes are watering.
Right. But the shot of Jason after the RV flips and he goes like, boom, and the door goes fucking flying and it's like on fire and he's just standing on top of it. There's that low-angled shot of him just standing over there looking menacing. That's one of my favorite shots of the franchise. Got some more shots here for you. Love the shot of Jason just walking into the camp. I think that's a very good, well-done shot. I love the shot of Jason looking in through the window and following Paula around. That is fucking amazing. How like she's kind of talking to him and she gets up and it plays that ding and he's just kind of like looking in and then looking at her and he's just literally just like walking with her.
Stalking her.
Yeah, like I loved every second of that. And then the anticipation, dude, of it all. Like, what's he gonna do? When's he gonna break in? And the door kind of flies open and you're kind of like, okay, is everything fine? And she's like, is everything fine? And then she's like, okay, we're good. And then as soon as she thought we were good, Jason bursts the fuck in, dude. And handles business, like slams her through the fucking glass, dude. And it's just, I don't know, it's just a really well done scene. And dude, good Lord, can you imagine being like that little kid like that Jason, he was kind of like messing with that little kid. He was like coming in on her like real slowly while she was in bed. Like, can you imagine being that little kid, like closing your eyes, like, please go away, please go away, please go away. But just to see Jason over your bed, like slowly coming in, and you're like, this is fucking real life right now, dude. Talk about terrifying. Another thing that has to do with that cabin in Paula, dude, you can easily say that there's too much blood left over here. This is a little unrealistic, but it also adds an element of like, what the fuck actually happened here? Like, this is what's left. What did Jason fucking do to Paula? Which adds a more scare factor to the character of Jason. Again, dude, there's something about Jason bursting through things. It's so badass. Jason coming through the door with that stumble at the end of it. Like, at first, it's kind of like he didn't do it as great as Ted White, because Ted White came through like an unstoppable force. Jason does in this one too, but he has like a little stumble on the end of it and catches himself. I've actually learned to love that stumble at the end of it. It kind of makes that crash through the door stand out a little bit more as they do the slow motion. Of course, the kids go fucking screaming. Love that. And then literally, like maybe like moments after, boom, comes breaking through the window like a boss, dude. And he's about to crush Megan's skull, dude. Tommy's like, come on. Like, what a fucking unstoppable force Jason is in this damn movie. And then at the end, I like how they turn on the bolt propeller and kind of tore his back of his fucking mug up, dude. And the last shot of Jason, dude, I thought that was, you know, good just to give you that last little, like, okay, we might be in business a little more. He is, after all, kind of undead now. And then the Man Behind the Mask song, Alice Cooper, I actually dig that. It has a good little vibe. That's back when Freddie and Jason were in that MTV phase, and it all works for me, dude. This franchise is just off and fucking running, dude. It just keeps churning them out, and they keep being pretty damn good. But will New Blood have the same fate? You got one thing to say about this one? You want to just go ahead and give your rating, because that's all you can say. Like, I don't know. Like, are you ready to talk about New Blood?
Yeah, it's an awful movie.
Okay.
I don't agree with that.
I don't like New Blood at all.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All my notes are.
Is that legit, though? You think New Blood's awful?
I wouldn't say it's awful, but it's definitely a downset from the last 4 or 6.
I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Did you even watch this, friend? You're like mixing shit up. Like, my notes I got off of
I
Wikipedia. Yeah, they're not matching up. I'm sorry.
It might turn on.
That'd be great. I mean, it's going to die right back. We can't wait for that. So it's awful. Good take, Rodney.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday 13th 7, New Blood. Young Tina on the boat at the lake as her dad is yelling for her, and she makes the dock, start shaking and collapse. And I thought it was Jason. I thought Jason was,
He's out there like,
like just shaking the dock. But then you find out that Tina has telekinesis, so that's part of the movies now. Tina knows she killed her dad by collapsing the dock with her powers. So Tina tries to resurrect her dad by going to the lake and using her powers to try and bring her father back to life, but ends up bringing Jason back to life. The couple's car breaks down and ruins the guy's surprise birthday party. His girlfriend was giving him a surprise birthday party. Car breaks down. It didn't work. This reminds me in high school. One of my ex-girlfriends set up
where's this going?
Set up a surprise birthday party for me, and 4 people came, and that's counting her.
Well,
don't
dang,
laugh,
dude.
man. Nah, it's a funny story now. I'm glad it happened.
No, we've all been there. Well, I
You've
haven't,
had
but
surprise
I'm just
party where 4 people.
I'm over there like, actually, come
Okay.
think of it, I've never been that lame.
We had to turn the cake back in because no one ate it.
That would be fucking terrible, dude. No, I've had something like that. I think I can't pinpoint it, but I feel like there was a
No, you
time and
haven't.
element.
I'm
no,
special. You
no,
didn't
no.
have that
My
happen.
birthday falls on Mother's Day a lot of the time because it's May 10th, and I think there was one birthday party I had where it was like, well, it's Mother's Day and all that other shit. So like, it was harder to get kids to come out to it at my parties. At least that's what my mom told me, to not feel like a complete fuck up.
I would have came.
There's my piece. I appreciate that, Tyler.
for your mom, not for you.
I was a savage though, dude. There was one kid in my class that I hated with a passion, and like he kind of like got on me about something, and I immediately was like, "Fuck this dude." So I went home to my mom, and usually back then we'd pass out
Do we
birthdays
know him?
to every people. No,
Oh.
this is back at Tully Elementary in J-Town, and as kids would pass out invitations to everybody in the class. What I did was I had my mom make one for everybody but him. So he was literally like crying in the corner, like, I just don't know what I did. And
Pussy.
I was like looking in the corner. I was like, I was like Jack Nicholson and fucking looking at Adam Sandler and fucking Anger Man. I was like, like I was just loving it, dude. Like, how's that feel, asshole?
Oh yeah, Jason, and then Jason kills the couple that breaks down, and Jason killed him on his birthday too. Like that sucks. I mean, he was born that day and he died that day. Jason looks amazing in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So good, unbelievable. This might be my favorite
Dude,
look that Jason
that
has.
chain around his neck, the fucking design, like the
It's so
fucking,
good.
oh my god, dude, the bones showing, even the look without the mask, very good.
And then Jason with his not his normal machete. He has a weed eater with a blade on it.
Oh, that dude, he looks so wicked with that.
That's such a zombie killing machine. And then at the end, you know, Tina's getting chased by Jason, so she makes the power lines come down and hit the puddle that Jason is in, and Jason gets electrocuted. Will this be the end of Jason? No.
There's no end to Jason.
So yeah, this movie was all right, but it's about to take a turn for the worst.
Yeah. Okay, so I like the opening a lot with the clips of other movies and the narrator. Love it. Okay, I know Rodney did too. It was probably in his notes. In comes the telekinesis, dude. I'm kind of gonna harp on that. I have a love-hate relationship with this. Sometimes I watch this movie and I come off the first 6 and I'm like, telekinesis though, like
It's too far.
it's just getting to be too much. But that's what's weird about this movie is other times I'll watch it and I just have like a blast with it. I'm like, hell yeah, Jason. You know, you can say what you want about the telekinesis. What's kind of cool about it is for once Jason's on like an even fucking playing field. Like it feels cool seeing like Jason instead of like the hunter, he's almost like the hunted at the end. Just to get that bait and switch, I think works pretty damn well.
I went to high school with a guy who claimed
Is someone knocking on the door?
I went to high school with a guy who claimed he could do telekinesis.
Yeah, he can't. I mean, we got intruders. Go on.
Yeah, this guy in high school, he claimed he could do telekinesis, and we all
Yeah,
went
bro,
over his
that was me.
No, I forgot his name, but we all went over his house one night, and he kept trying to do telekinesis, and it didn't work. So then he just said, "You know what? My house is haunted." so we just went with that, and you know, hopefully he's still doing okay and still practicing telekinesis.
Dude, legend has it he's making shit float to this day, and I ain't talking from the toilet. So, yeah, it's nice to see Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's is still alive and kicking at this point. And that's not even like a pun because, you know, obviously he wasn't alive and kicking in Weekend at Bernie's, but a lot of people miss that. The dead guy from Weekend at Bernie's, if y'all are Weekend at Bernie's fans, is... Are you okay, Roddy?
Yeah, I'm just.
Ronnie
reading
just
notes.
stares off in
Yeah,
space.
right. Yeah,
like-
but he's like, if I ain't got notes, I'll use yours. Yeah, but yeah, the fucked up doctor guy is the dead guy from Weekend at Bernie's, so that's kind of cool to see. He's still alive and kicking. The characters in this one are lackluster overall, but they give you 2 people to hate to keep you involved. You know, you hate to hate people, but at the same time, you love to hate them because you're waiting for that person to get off. And the 2 leads, man, Nick and Tina, they at least work. I think they're really good. I love the way Jason explodes out of the water next to Sandra after he kills Russell. Like he's just like he just looks fucking menacing. I'm sorry for swinging my hands like that. And then one shot, dude, that thing has actually been enhanced by Blu-ray, dude. The shot of Jason just chilling in the corner behind David when he's going downstairs to, like, get a beer is amazing. Like, he's just, you can see him there if you look hard enough. He's just fucking chilling, dude. And this motherfucker has no idea. He's just chilling, has no idea that he's about to get murked. It's pretty, what, in a movie that doesn't really have more scary type of chilling type moments, that's one of the better ones for sure. One thing about this movie, it really sucks, dude, because the MPAA... the movie doesn't suck.
Oh, I was like...
No, what sucks is the MPAA, dude, had like a field day with this one. They cut so many kills. There's an uncut version of this floating around somewhere. They have like some of the kills, but it's like terrible quality. And, dude, I wish I could get my hands on a copy of that. I was really hoping that would be in this somehow, but at least they, tracked down part 2's kills that we thought were lost forever. Melissa's kill. This is another one of my favorite kills. It's just great. Jason tosses her like a rag doll, where he just hits her in the head with the axe and he pulls her back and she's like, and he just tosses her over like the fucking TV. That's great. I like Jason leaping through the window. If you haven't been able to tell by now, Jason breaking through shit, like not using doors, not opening windows, just breaking through them. That is my shit, dude. It's always a plus. This bitch chucks a couch at Jason. That's just fucking funny to me, dude. I mean, I bet moving day's easier with her, dude. She used to be tossing couches in the U-Haul, like boom, boom, boom. She might have to help me out here soon. And one scene I do love, dude, it's very brief, where after he kills, what the fuck's her name, dude? I just talked about it. Melissa. After he kills Melissa, dude, Jason, like, is not letting Nick and Tina get by him. Like, he's like doing this, like he's like guarding and shit, like he's like no, and then I know where he sees him go for the door, and then Jason like slams the door shut and goes back into this mode, like, you're not getting by me. Like, that is fucking creepy. So well done, dude. And then also, like I kind of touched on, like off piggybacking off what he said, Jason looks great under the fucking mask too, dude. And then lastly, dude, I cannot stand the ending with Tina's dad coming out to pull Jason under. Like, that is just beyond stupid. Just seeing this, like, old middle-class dad, like, water shooting out. He's like that, just seeing that, like a 50-year-old regular man busting out of the water with chains, pulling Jason, this unstoppable Jason under the water. Miss me with that bullshit. Other than that, though, New Blood, it's kind of a mixed bag for me. It's a good time, but it's a mixed bag. Because it seems like I have a different opinion on it if I'm really up to that telekinesis type shit every time I watch it. But let's take it to Manhattan on a boat ride.
Let me go.
If you want to.
I doubt Rodney.
You got nothing for nothing, dude. This is, you want to go home, dog? I don't even know. I didn't even know what to do
I
here.
don't have anything to go off of. It's
All right.
hard to remember so many movies.
Your mind, maybe.
Dude, I can watch a movie.
All right, Jason goes to Manhattan. Jason doesn't look good.
Takes Manhattan.
Oh, he doesn't. Well, he does go.
He does, technically, but yeah.
I wonder how many people named Jason watched this movie and was like, Jason takes Manhattan. I'm Jason. I'm going to take over Manhattan. I'm going to get my life together.
That happened in '87. There was a dude that grabbed a knife and literally walked up and killed like 3 people.
Well, I didn't mean it like that. I
his
meant
name's
like,
Jason.
I'm going to get a good job. I'm going to get a girlfriend.
No. Like, he's literally thought he was going to take Manhattan. He copycatted the movie. You
Oh.
can look it up.
No, I believe you.
Well, don't, because I'm lying.
I believe you.
Well,
That's
don't
your
do it.
line.
I mean, if
It could have happened. It might.
Yeah, watch, look it up.
I'm
and you're
sure
like,
someone
shit.
named Jason has murdered someone in Manhattan. Okay. Jason doesn't look as good as he does in previous. Jason gets on a high school cruise ship to Manhattan. Jason kills that guitar chick with her own guitar. And then
It was
another.
retarded.
It was good. and Jason kills the dude in the sauna with that hot rock.
That hot rock music, baby.
The one girl that bumps into the other girl while she's talking to like the chaperone or the teacher and knocks her off, and she was like,
What
it
a
was the name.
bitch.
I know, what the hell was that about?
It's like they're starting to do that. It's like, let's at least get 2 characters that they'll hate, but they'll enjoy seeing die. Like they started that in the last movie with Melissa and an older guy. And this one, it's a younger chick and then an older guy. It's like they're like, let's keep this formula.
Okay, Jason's on the cruise ship. The cruise ship is not like an enormous cruise ship. You would think people would walk around in bigger groups of of friends and stuff. They get to Manhattan, and there's like 5 survivors, the 5 main people. I like the scene where Jason gets out of the water and he sees that billboard with the hockey mask on it, the same one that he's wearing.
Yeah, it kind of looks back like, what the fuck?
And then those thieves, they take Rennie, and then they drug her, and then Jason stabs one of the thieves with a syringe.
That looks painful.
And then bashes the head of the other guy against a pipe, letting Rennie escape. The boxing guy,
Julius.
him boxing Jason on that like skyscraper on top of that building.
I love
thing.
that scene, dude.
He's just giving him all he can. Jason's just eating him, and then Jason just swings and knocks his head clean
Dude,
off.
I love that scene. I love that meme. It's like the only guy to shoot the fade with Jason.
Dude.
He's just over there like 1, 2, 1, 2.
And then when Jason walks through the glass at the train station, Jason doesn't have time to open doors. He just walks right through the
He's
glass
like,
door.
I got the power.
When Jason gets electrocuted on the train tracks, and then Jason awakes and he is in downtown Manhattan. And one of my favorite scenes is when he's walking down the street, the music's playing, he kicks that boom box.
That's amazing.
And then those guys are like, hey, like,
He's like,
you're
gonna
gonna
pay
pay for
pal.
you're gonna pay for that. And then Jason turns around and like shoves him his face, and they're like, oh, we're good, and they run away.
It's cool, man. It's cool. Okay, you got more notes here?
Oh, you would think it would be way easier to get away from Jason in downtown Manhattan.
At this point, he's like teleporting Jason, so he just pops up.
Dude,
There's
it's
no
just
avoiding him.
and then when Rennie covers Jason in that toxic waste, and then Jason drowns in the toxic waste, and that's how the movie ends. And get ready for the next. Just go.
I mean, dude, the toxic waste can piggyback off that, dude. I mean, I don't mind that, but like the look of Jason under the mask wasn't on point here, and the screen's like, whoa!
Yeah,
it's
just
like it didn't work for me at all in that scene. To kind of piggyback off what you were saying, I will say this: I do love him like staggering through the hall after them. After like he just was like, no matter what happens, I'm still coming after you. Gave that vibe, but. I dig the opening with the classic rock track. I thought that really like set the mood for New York City. Little did I know we wouldn't visit that till an hour from now, or whatever it is. I mean, at least when I first watched it. I'm not a fan of the final girl in this movie at all, dude. Rennie is just, dude. She just doesn't work. Like I can't root for her at all. She's kind of like whiny and annoying, and she's not even that hot. As sad as that is to say, but a lot of times you're looking at that. But, I mean, overall, like, there's nothing really wrong with her. There's just nothing that stands out. You need something to stand out in a final girl. This is my least final girl of the franchise. I'd say Charles, dude. I'm just going to cover that. Like, that's the older man role. How I said there seems to be that thing where the last 2 movies, you got to have the old man that's a dick and the young girl that's a dick. That Charles, dude, was a dick, dude. Like, what a fucking asshole. Like, pushing
wasn't
her
he her dad?
He was pushing her in the lake at the end, dude. To this day, I don't even fucking know.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like I've never looked at his dad. I think he like took her into custody. He's like the teacher or something.
the principal, I think.
Yeah, it's fucked up, dude. Dude, my thing is too that really bothers me in this movie. Like, why is Jason not disfigured in some of these flashbacks? Like, some of them, he's just like a normal fucking kid, and it's like, why is she seeing a normal kid? It's not like he got like horrifically burned at some point. He's born disfigured, so why is he not disfigured in some of these flashbacks? That bothers me. It does suck to an extent that it's not all in Manhattan, But I don't mind Jason wreaking havoc on a boat.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think that kind of gets. I mean, you can go ahead if you want. That kind of gets.
Finish your point.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much more to say, but I think that gets fucking dogged on. It's a little more like false advertisement in a way because Jason's not. I mean, he gets to Manhattan. He truthfully does. A lot of it, I think, was filmed in Toronto actually, because that was the biggest thing. The reason he wasn't in Manhattan the whole time, if you watched the documentaries and stuff like that, again, this is on like that, is because they found out it was expensive as fuck to shoot in Manhattan, and they did not have the budget to do it. So they're like, what are we going to do? It's like, let's keep him on the boat, and then let's save the last 30 minutes. I don't think that's as much as a crime as other people do, because I don't mind them wreaking havoc on the boat. I actually have fun with that. They're kind of all trapped and isolated, and they at least do get to Manhattan. Even if it would have been better in Manhattan, it's still not as bad on the boat as people make it out to be, in my opinion.
Yeah. This movie, I feel like it had so much potential with the locations. The cruise ship had a lot of potential there, and then Manhattan, they had a lot of potential there. I just don't think they capitalized on it.
Yeah, 100%. One of my favorite scenes. A lot of what I like in these movies isn't necessarily the kill; it's like the build up to the kill. I love the kill of like Eva, the Chinese girl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole scene, I love how she was just. There was a feeling like she couldn't put her back against the wall and kind of get her bearing. She was in the middle of this music, and there's something about like when you're scared, you don't want it to be real loud. The music's fucking blaring. There's some lights flashing. She's kind of looking around everywhere. He's like teleporting now, so he's going to like every different direction. There's a million different places that he can come from, and then finally he does come, and he not only like chokes her out, dude. I think Kane Hodder, the guy that played Jason in this one, in part 7, part 9, and part 10. He even, I think, talked about that it was actually Eva that did the stunt. But when you watch him toss her after he's done choking her, she fucking goes bam. Like, it looks great because it looks like he really just threw a body. And, like, if that was really her, and I believe it was, she sold that. That's probably my favorite kill because of everything around it. We finally arrive in New York, as I was talking about. So we at least get there. One thing about this movie I think that holds it back too, it's the longest of all the entries. It exceeds the 100-minute mark by a hair, and I just think you kind of feel it. You really do.
Yeah,
You're like,
you do.
it doesn't go by as quick. You know what I mean? And it's not necessarily a thing where I'm like, oh, this is terrible, it's so long. But this was the first one where I did kind of feel like how much longer this one got? Like, I'm kind of looking at my watch type shit. I love the shot. You were kind of talking about the subway, but just the shot of Jason, dude, going through the subway. It looked great. And him, like, pushing that one girl against the window, not giving a fuck, dude. Another fun fact, if y'all didn't know, Ken Kersinger, the guy that was in the restaurant that came out of the back that Jason just, like, dismantled. He was, like, really big. He was pissed off. You don't remember that? Okay, well, that guy is Ken Kersinger. He's, like, a cook or something. He throws him through the glass. That and Ken Kersinger is the guy that played Jason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a little Jason on Jason crime.
Yeah, he played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. And I don't think him and Kane, they might not say they don't get along to my knowledge, but I think there's a little bit of hate there because Kane was trying to go up against Robert Englund in that Freddy vs. Jason role because he was the one that was around when it was teased, and the director wanted somebody that was like huge, so they ended up replacing him with Ken Kersinger. But you know what? Hodder got the not last laugh. Ken kind of did, but them throwing him through that glass, I bet he probably enjoys watching that. Like, that's how Jason throws people. I like ending it in the underground, in the sewers. Like, there's something aesthetically just pleasing about watching Jason lurking through some sewers to me. And, at the end, dude, I don't understand. Like, I don't really like him turning back into a kid, like, at the end. Like, why is that happening?
I didn't understand that.
I just don't really, I'm not a big fan of it. But overall, the first one's kind of like a mixed bag for me. I know I said that about New Blood, but that's more based on, like, mood and how I'm feeling. This one is legitimately, every time I watch it, it's a mixed bag. Are y'all ready to go to hell?
Oh, doing this podcast, I feel like I'm there. Talking about Friday the 13th. I'm just kidding. I love what I do.
Yeah, sure.
Rodney, do you have anything to say about? Are you still? Are you
even here
awake?
still?
I have nothing here.
Huh?
I have nothing. I can go
Talking
put
to your
this back.
mic, bro.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
have anything.
I can
You
go
want to
put this
read the
on
back?
charge real
I
quick.
got the movie up here. I can just grab it. I can pull it out right here, dude.
Your
Maybe
phone's dead.
you
dude.
could do a short synopsis of what the story is if you'd like.
No,
All right, Rodney.
This is incredible. It's like, Rodney, what do you got?
nothing.
I had notes. I had them too.
Oh my god.
He
so-
playing this. He came over with 12%.
I really wish
battery.
if I could trade, I would definitely just have mine burned because I really don't even need them. I could run off something about it. This is like you lost everything by your phone dying.
Yeah, I did.
Unbelievable.
That's why you gotta use paper, dude.
I know. From now on, I'm gonna use paper
Next
and pen.
podcast, watch. He won't have any paper.
Paper and
anything.
pen.
He's a liar,
I had to give him paper, and he had to find a pen.
and he still doesn't have anything wrote down.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Jason.
What do you think of Jason Goes to Hell? You know what? We'll save that too.
Yeah, we'll wait. Jason goes to hell.
I'm gonna put this in.
The opening scene when Jason is in the house and the girl's in the shower, and then the girl runs out and the SWAT team just unloads on Jason and blows him to pieces. I was like, I didn't know what to think from the beginning of this. I was like, I didn't know where they were going to go from it. And then they do the autopsy.
I just grab
Just
your
grab-
keys,
just-
dog.
You
I'm
gotta
over
be
here.
quiet.
I'm trying not to do it, but it's so distracting.
There's not a mic over
this
there.
guy's over here.
The autopsy guy eats Jason's heart. So
man.
Jason is pretty much possessed.
Hey, is Rodney leaving the podcast? Where are you going? Okay.
All right, he won't be back for about 45 minutes.
He ain't even gonna come. He probably really is gonna leave. Okay, tell him.
Yeah, the autopsy guy eats Jason's heart, and then he, I guess, becomes Jason, and then more people start becoming Jason and just killing people. I did not care for this. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this movie.
Something different.
They tried so hard, and it was just such a fail.
Yeah. This movie has a fair share of haters for sure, and I used to be one of them.
I'm one of them.
I know. I was in those shoes, dude. I can only hope that maybe it ages better for you, kind of like TCM2. Hopefully, will.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch it for a long time.
I have this.
Do you have anything to say about?
Jason Goes to Hell. Of course, I have something to say.
Of course you do.
First and foremost, shout out to my dude Adam Marcus. Unbelievable, like this guy. Like he is just. I don't even understand how he keeps up with it all. But if I've ever seen a motto of consistency and just showing love to like fans in general, Adam Marcus is the poster child for that, and I want to give him big ups for that. That dude has time for every one of his fans. This is a dude I've never met in my life. I mean, I remember going back in the day, and I will come out and say it, this was my least favorite Friday the 13th movie at one point. But when I would always see the cover to Jason Goes to Hell, I'd see that little fucking whatever, that snake demon coming out of the fucking, on the cover, it's like that silver mask, dude, and the fire behind him, and the unrated. When you're a kid, it's like, and it's unrated. That shit used to get me hyped. Just the thought of, because this was like right before I started watching horror movies. I think I bothered my mom to death over it. She's like, fine, damn it. He's going to see him somewhere, one way or another. Whatever. Let him watch it. And to think that guy, like every year, this dude's like wishing me a happy birthday on like my timeline and shit like that. The fact that he just goes out of his way to do, and it doesn't make me special. He does this type of shit for everybody, dude. This dude is just amazing to his fans. So first and foremost, shout out to Adam Marcus, dude. Great fucking guy. Great guy. And he's got some good stories too. And as I say that, let me get into some negatives, because we keep it real over here, man. We don't sugarcoat shit. Even if we like you, we got to say how we feel. Like I said, the authentic part isn't just us, being authentic because we have no cuts in between everything, but it goes beyond that too. But in general, man, the look of Jason. I've never been a big fan of the look of Jason in this movie, honestly. I just haven't. I'm not a big fan. Like it's kind of cool, I guess, how the mask is like, I don't even know what, my daughter's over here staring at us. But the mask of Jason. Yeah, I'll see you later. Bye, baby. The Mask of Jason just melting into. It's kind of cool on paper, but in general, I'm just not a big. He looks really like bloated and weird. I don't know. It doesn't really work for me that much. I don't hate it. It's just not my preference of look. Also, Jason's grunting in this movie is like something I've never really been too fond of either. Honestly, it's a pretty exciting opening scene. Overall, though, capping with what you'd think would be the only possible way to kill Jason, but Jason once again shows you not so damn fast. I really liked the character of Creighton Duke. I thought he brought something to the role. It was kind of interesting seeing somebody that like was this guy that knew everything Jason. You kind of saw it with the hitchhiker, but he wasn't like an encyclopedia on it. This dude knew all the ins and outs of Jason, I mean, you might as well say Jason's because he takes over 1 million people. But it was interesting seeing a guy that knew everything about Jason inside and out. And then, although off-putting at first, this passing from soul to soul routine for Jason has grown on me over the years. It really has. When I first saw him, I'm like, what is this? I just want to see Jason cut people up. But now, as I've gotten older, when I watch it, it's not that like, what? Come on, man. What are we doing here? Now it's like that, okay, we got a fresh, new, different take on the character. It's something new after 8 movies, just to bring something else to it. And the way they execute it is pretty good as Rodney walks back in the door. I love the Kane Hodder cameo. The guy that plays Jason as a cop. He's essentially calling himself a pussy because he's saying, he's like, oh, that Jason ain't nothing but a big pussy anyways. I love that. And, of course, he gets fucked up. Cop, security guard, whatever the fuck he is in that scene. Still great shit. You know, self-aware, good shit. One thing I've always loved, even back when I wasn't a big fan of this movie, I always thought it was cool how they have the mirror shots where you still see it's Jason. Where like it might not be him, but when he looks in the mirror, that's very much Jason Voorhees still. The tent kill. This is another top 10 like kill. Can you be a little more quiet, please, sir? Like a pack of Newports, dog. The tent kill is just next level fucking crazy, dude. I mean, in general, man, this one could have like the most impressive kills. Like, there's some amazing practical effects here. Jason through the middle of the movie or not, there's some amazing shit that's pulled off here. The girl that took a street sign, dude, up through the shoulder, dude, that chick, that kill in general is amazing. But that girl took the quickest piss in history. Like, she left the tent, got down like this, and then got up immediately and walked away. I was like, I don't think people pee like that. But let's talk some more about that kill, though, dude. That is fucking amazing. The way it rips and she just fucking, like, folds outward that way. Oh, my God, dude. Amazing. Steven is solid, dude, as the final guy, if you will. I really like him. I really like following his character through the movie. Robert, out of everybody that played the role of Jason, was legitimately scary when Jason took him over. Like, he seemed unstoppable. The look in his eyes was kill, kill, kill. He was creepy, dude. And then for them to have, like, the Necronomicon, dude, in here was really cool from Evil Dead. I like that little crossover. There's a lot of crossover shit in this movie that, as, like, a horror fan, you can truly nerd out on. The practical effects on the Josh character basically getting dissolved was, like, amazing. Y'all are doing something over here. That doesn't just happen. Dissolving was amazing. Robert lighting up the police station restaurant was just pure entertainment, dude. To begin with that unstoppable force, you might have to go back out to your car, dude. I don't know what the fuck you just said to him, Tyler, but you mouthed something.
I didn't say anything.
You mouthed something to him. I heard your breathing, dude. You're like,
I didn't say no.
I'm laughing. It happened, dude. We can review the tape.
No, don't.
Yeah, but we will.
No.
No, not the tape, not the beats. Oh, yeah, Steven and Jason actually have a pretty good brawl at the end of this one, actually, dude. Legitimately, like, when they're fucking going at it, dude, it's entertaining. And how cool, dude, was that last cameo, though, with the Freddy glove.
So cool.
The Freddy glove, dude. Taking the Jason mask at the end.
Man.
I can only imagine how cool that was back in '93. Like you were like, oh shit, Freddy, dude, is this mean something? And of course, after it was left on the shelf over and over again, I think it was '03 maybe when Freddy vs. Jason came out. We finally got that, dude, and that was the makings of it, dude. Adam Marcus's movie.
All right.
And we'll jump into Jason X.
You got anything, Rodney, for Jason?
I don't even have my phone.
I don't even know
You don't-
why you're
dude.
charging it. It's gonna be over
Okay.
by the time.
Never mind.
So, Jason X, the cryo chamber scene where she thinks that she's good by putting him into the cryo chamber, but then she turns around like any dumbass would and leans up against the cryo chamber, and he somehow puts his sword through the chamber through her, and then that's that for her. But why go in there and open everything up again, knowing what's in there?
I don't know, but she is literally the only bright spot of this movie. The final girl's actually cool, and she's super hot.
How is she still alive? 400 years though.
It's
Like,
been 400 years.
Dude,
And the girl from Titanic.
But this movie was like super promising at the beginning.
No,
Like
I don't even know about that.
Dude, I thought so. I thought at the beginning of it, I was like, okay.
oh,
Like,
so
this-
he likes the beginning of Jason X, but not the beginning of any other movie.
because
How
all
is
the
this
other
possible,
beginnings
dude?
are the ends of all the other movies.
Well, they just show you. No, I'm not even gonna get into it.
So
You were better when you weren't talking. No, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I like hearing your opinions 100%, but that one's like, damn, dude. Jason X started off with a bang, but all these other
but
ones
it just
were
went
shit.
downhill from there, though.
Oh,
The
dude.
rest of it was just no
But
good.
you got something, Tyler. Is there
Yeah, they
anything?
go to transport Jason, but he switches places with that guard.
He just wanted his machete back.
Fuck
Fuck that guy.
everyone.
Problem solved.
Everyone is having sex whenever Jason starts waking up,
What they do best.
and then he just brutally murders that girl by like shoving her face in that like I don't even know what it is, but it freezes her face instantly.
I like to call it the cryogenic face smash
yeah,
kill.
she freezes her face and just slams it. Just like,
That's like the best part of
glass.
the movie. It was
that was
amazing.
great. I mean, I don't really want to bash this movie.
You can.
I understand what they were trying to do, and they did it poorly. But with the budget and technology they had,
I was like, you had it.
I
Were you a part of
personally just didn't enjoy it. This took so much. Like I was messaging Brandon as I was watching it, saying, "I just want to turn it off."
it? He was saying
I do
that. I was
not
like,
want to
dude,
do
pull
this.
through. You're almost done.
It was one of the hardest movies I've ever had to get through.
Jesus.
This movie, I'm not gonna go on a rant. This movie fucking sucked dick, dude.
And you want to know why? It looks like something straight off the fucking Sci-Fi Channel. Legitimately, like the graphics,
It's so bad, so bad.
the CGI. It's just whatever you want to call it back then. I don't even think
like,
it's called
dude,
CGI.
how can I don't know what the budget was. What do you think? Like maybe 12 million?
I have no
'Cause,
idea. It looks
like,
like not a lot.
It came
I'll
out
say
in
that.
2001. Say they got 12 million bucks. We can make a better movie than fucking Jason X.
100%.
This movie- Don't ever watch it. I mean, I don't like it, which, that's my personal opinion. I didn't enjoy it. You all might love it.
I was waiting for you to say this guy don't like
No.
it. That's telling you something.
If I don't like it, but you might like it, and if you like
There's
it,
a lot of people that do.
if you do like it, you need to go see a therapist because you're fucked in the head. Because
I,
this movie blew.
I'll tell you this much. I actually used to really, 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 really enjoy this movie at one point. Now, nostalgia can't even save it, dude. Like, my nostalgia bumps it up a point, and it's still a terrible score. It's one of those flicks. I think what it was back then when it came out, when I was in, like, middle school, maybe late elementary, it was one of those things where I rented it, and all I cared about back then wasn't story, it wasn't CGI. I was like, let's watch Jason chop people up in creative ways. And you do at least get that. There is some creative kills.
The
in this
acting is
movie,
terrible.
like the face mask, and I didn't care about that back then. And don't get me wrong, acting isn't good in other movies, but it's that old school '80s acting that
This
like
was 2001.
I'm talking about. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying on the other ones, it was like that old school '80s acting that there's a certain like charm to it. It just works. And this one, it just felt painfully bad. It's like they were trying to be bad, and it was bland bad. But back in the day, I could look past all that. I'm like, oh my god, you see the way he smashed the face in? Like, oh, look at that corkscrew kill where that guy was spinning around. I'm like, that was enough for me back then. Nowadays, I need at least a little more. So I will say at least the kills were okay.
I lost an hour and a half of my life watching this and taking notes.
Just in general, I get related to the franchise, but Jason in space, I don't know why they always want to take these fucking killers to space, dude. It just doesn't work. It really doesn't.
Well, because Planet 1 or Earth 1 was destroyed.
Yeah, and they got Earth 2.
Earth 2.
I mean, that's probably about to happen. This movie's getting very accurate. Aside from, the final girl, kind of like I was touching on, dude, I like the final girl in this movie a lot. I actually don't think she was a bad actress. If you just focus on her, she seems competent enough. Everybody else, though, is god-awful.
I don't
They're
remember.
flat out garbage.
I don't remember anybody except that one blonde girl that gets her face crashed. Because, dude, as soon as this movie was over, I took it out, I burned it, and then I forgot everything about
Dude,
it.
I'll let you borrow that. I'm just playing. That'd be crazy. Like,
Shit.
my bad.
I would be doing you a favor if I burned yours.
Yeah, I still gotta watch Jason X, and I think it's that nostalgia. But every time, I'm a little more disappointed. I'm not a big fan of the look of Jason. Again,
No, definitely not.
I think Uber Jason looks pretty fucking cool, but at the same time, it's like, what the fuck? Like, is this where we're at? But at the same time, it's just like a random fucking crazy look for Jason. It's like, at this point, I guess fuck it. But I mean, it looks appealing, but at the same time, it's like, this is Jason now. What is going on? The high body count I kind of touched on was cool. It is, at least I will say this, it is at least mildly amusing to watch the robot chick just annihilate Jason. I thought like it was staged well. I wouldn't want a robot chick annihilating Jason in any of my movies, but I'm taking what I'm given. And the look of like the way she just fucks him, she's like blowing his leg off and he's slowly falling over. At the end of it, she blows his head off and she's just unloading on him with like all these types of guns, dude. And I actually, in that scene, I'm like, okay, I'm actually entertained a little bit here. And then Uber Jason just destroying those two campers. Me and my buddy RJ used to die laughing at that because he's just like hitting the sleeping bag against him. And he's like, he's just beating them. He's mercilessly. How do I say that? Mercilessly? Or what the fuck?
Mercifully.
Mercilessly.
Miraculously.
Now, mercilessly. There you go. Mercilessly beating the fuck out of these two girls. They're like, quick trick him. And he's just over there just like, just beating the shit out of him. I have a good time with that moment. But overall, Jason X, I love seeing women get beat the fuck out.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah, I know. But that's
can't
almost what
say
it
that.
sounds. No, obviously not. But that's almost what it sounds like. What I'm saying. But y'all get it. Like it's just funny to watch that scene. It's like because part of it is like, are we really doing this right now? But the other part of it's like, okay, this is kind of funny. But overall, Jason X, dude, was never really that good. But I think it's aged horribly. I think that's the biggest flaw. I think back in like the earlier 2000s, the Sci-Fi Channel look was like, okay, this doesn't look good, but I mean, it's not the worst. Now you look at it, you're like, oh God, this is fucking terrible. And it just keeps aging worse and worse. And the sad thing is it's the most recent movie other than the remake and, of course, the crossover. So it's like, it's sad that that's the one that's aging the worst, but it definitely is. And we're not on to Freddy vs. Jason because we already covered Freddy vs. Jason.
Thank God, dude.
Who's ready?
Let Ronnie. Ronnie knows a little bit of the remake, right?
There's a remake?
All right, on to
I'm just
Tyler.
kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
the
just kidding.
remake, dude.
Ronnie has some
I
stuff to
finally
say about
figured
this.
out why this movie doesn't hit the levels I want it to, and it was in my last fucking viewing. It finally hit me.
After all these years.
There's always been something about the movie. I can nitpick a couple things here and there, but you know those movies where like it just doesn't add up. You don't mind it, but there's something about it that doesn't add up that holds it just slight of great, but you can't put your finger on it.
Yeah.
I think it finally hit me on this one.
Well, I love the remake. I think the remake is awesome. Strong beginning.
Very.
Very beautiful beginning. I mean, it's the first of all the Motorhead kill, the like whenever
Motorhead!
he's dude, like that.
What's your price? That
for
song
flight?
goes harder than a motherfucker. Nah, but dude, that could be the best opening. Like, I mean, not
It's
the
the best
It's the
opening
best
in the
opening in the
franchise.
franchise, but it could be like the best shit in the franchise. Like that whole opening is
Yeah,
just
dude.
perfection.
When he's running,
100% agree.
he's like running / just like I guess walking hard toward old girl before he like smashes
Slides
her
down,
head
it's
with
like
the
Friday 13th.
dude. Yeah, that shit right there, like it makes me like kind of jump back in my seat a little bit, like get away from me. Like he's so brutal and
Derek
ruthless
Mears
and
murders it.
like I don't know. And then of course we get Sam Winchester, you know, the Jared Padalecki,
Dude,
as-
Padalecki's great in this
which
movie.
the first couple times I watched this movie, I didn't like his character, but it kind of ended up
Really?
growing on me. Yeah, the
I
first couple
love him.
times
I love him in this movie.
I just didn't like the way he was portrayed in it. But he's grown on me now. Like now I can like I like his character. What's his name? We were just talking about him the other day. Trent. I
Yes.
love Trent's character. I do.
Mhm.
I think
A lot of people hate him, but that's the point.
well, we were talking about how that actor is perfectly
He
fit
plays
for,
the douche.
yeah,
The
like, he
the
plays it
rich
so
boyfriend
well.
douche.
The whole cast in general isn't that great from that like little main group that we get introduced to afterwards, but Trent plays a douche so well.
So good.
Kinda like what you were saying. And then Padalecki's just great. I mean, and their little quips they have like next to each other. It's like he's like, "Oh, I'm the one being a dick."
Yeah.
Like I love that shit. And then like I'm just like, and I genuinely believe I'm like this Trent dude really thinks he's in the right. He just told this dude, "You're holding up the line." Like, mother,
Dude.
he's looking for his fucking shit. Like,
But
he's
it's-
like, I'm not. He's like, yeah, but I'm not sure.
It
He
makes
basically
you
did that. I'm not your
uncomfortable,
buddy, guy. I'm
which
not
is
your
really
guy.
good.
Yeah.
If a scene like that can make you uncomfortable, that means it was performed perfectly. But just the kills in general in the remake are all, dude. The axe throw
Yes.
to do when he's running away, and you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna run away. No, he just takes that axe. I mean, the way he picks it up and everything, it's just.
Dude, the
It's
way
so
he
ruthless.
sprints after him, you thought he was gone, and the way he runs out, and he just out of nowhere.
It was
Dude,
so
that
perfect.
shit is fucking epic. And then he kind of used him as bait too.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't really make a big thing out of that, like nobody came out. But it also kind of helped Padalecki's character that he could realize that he's like, no, do not go out there. I know it's tough. And that guy's and the way he's screaming outside, like, please, I don't want to die like this. Trent, someone.
And he's standing.
I don't know
on the
why he
fucking
called
roof,
for fucking
dude.
Trent, dude.
Like
of all
waiting
people.
for someone to walk out.
Dude, yeah, that whole stretch is fucking perfection.
Yeah.
It's just like the beginning. That's perfection, and that stretch where he hits dude in the back, he's on the roof. The shot of him on the roof is fucking amazing. The way he fucking kills Bree, where he fucking holds her like this to like keep her quiet, kind of like harkening back on part 3. But it kind of zooms in on like his eyes, like holding her close, like he's like tensing up, like he's about to fucking snap her in half. Which I would have done too. She's a bad bitch.
Dude, the one scene though in that movie
Perfect
that
nipple placement.
genuinely kind of scared me though was when he finds his mask up in the barn with
Yeah.
the
What's
stoner.
his name? Who's the motherfucker's on It's Always Sunny in
He's a
Philadelphia?
rapper.
Yeah, where he's like, I think your boyfriend may be retarded, D. She's just like, no, he's not retarded. Then she starts seeing him like looking both ways with his eyes. Like that shit is great, dude.
But yeah, that scene alone, like, cause anything to do with mannequins, I get freaked out like
Yeah.
that. Like anyway, so it's like what did he name his mannequin? What was her? He was like all excited to see
remember.
her, and then
Yeah, he's over there like, can I lick it? He's like licking the magazine. It's like, dude, are you serious right now?
but yeah, Jason, he was so brutal and so just plain ruthless in this movie, in the remake, and I think I think this is how the remake should be. Halloween.
Do everything on steroids.
Yeah, pretty much. But within good filmmaking, though, like they actually did. What is it? Marcus Nispel did this one.
Yeah. Same dude that did Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and we all know how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure we all agreed that was
100%. But I have like a ridiculous love for that movie, which you'll see soon.
A dark, brutal Jason. Like it, I wasn't too impressed with his ending in the remake, but you get what you get. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, overall though, I love the remake.
Yeah, the remake, the group goes camping, steal some weed, and sell it, and then Jason comes and ruins everything. The beginning, like Rodney and Brandon said, the beginning's just great. The kills, the action, the brutality of it all. Jason is back to the way I love him. The brother, looking for his sister, which was in the group in the very beginning.
Yeah, it's kind of a playoff of. I almost said Halloween 4 because we just brought that up for a second. It's a playoff of Friday 13th Part 4. He's essentially like the hitchhiker looking for his sister, that kind of shit.
And then
Clay.
Trent, he's very easily the most hated person in this movie.
Maybe franchise.
Yeah, he's like I put the top person I want to die in this franchise would be Trent.
You like him, but he's a douche. So
The cops tell Clay that his sister probably ran away with her boyfriend, but Clay knows better because their mom had cancer and she was with him she was with her the whole time and stuff, but didn't show up to the funeral or anything.
Something's wrong.
The scene where the guy takes his friend's boat and they're wakeboarding, and then Jason just shoots that arrow through his. The guy driving the boat's head.
I love that.
And he's coming around to pick up the girl after she fell on the wakeboard and hits her. And then she sees Jason in the woods, just staring at her, so creepy. Mm-hmm. And she goes under the dock hiding, and she sees Jason on top of the dock, and that machete comes down and goes right through her head and picks her up.
Dude, that dock kill was crazy.
And then drops her. Such a great scene. Jason keeps Whitney, the girl, hostage, and that just doesn't seem like a Jason type of move.
I don't like that at all. That's one of my biggest negatives.
It kind of reminded me of Leatherface.
I think the reason they feel they can do that, and that's going to get to the reason why I feel like I kind of knocked this down. I got a point about this movie that I feel like I've never heard anybody say, and it kind of piggybacks off that. But in general, like Jason, we've seen him get fooled. We've seen him get fooled into thinking like, oh, is this person my mother? But he's like analyzing the situation, and he kind of breaks out of it. We haven't seen him like, I'm going to keep this girl for weeks. I think it's my mom. Like, I just don't buy that. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that Jason's just keeping this random girl alive like this. It doesn't work for me. Of course, he's been fooled, but how long has he been fooled? Every time he's been fooled, you can see he's not saying anything. I mean, obviously, Jason isn't like, hey, are you my mom? He's not going to start talking, but he has that, like, you see it with his head movements. Like, he's, like, analyzing this, like, something don't seem right here. He's figuring it out, and then eventually he does, and then, he gets back to being Jason again. Not keeping a girl in, like, his little underground lair, and then it's just staying there. It just doesn't work for me at all.
The way they kill Jason with the chains and then the machete to the chest and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
And then, Jason's dead. And then they dump Jason's body in the lake. Why would you do that?
It's fucking stupid.
Why would you do that?
I'll tell you why they did it. They wanted that last surprise. But the whole surprise feels so forced.
It was. You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, you knew it was going to happen. And tell me why on earth they would drag him to the dock and throw him in the lake. Like, you're telling me Clay and his sister were just like, oh, finally, it's over. Let's go drag this big-ass motherfucker and dump him in the lake. No one's doing that.
And then he jumps up and grabs Whitney.
They were thinking, we're making a remake. Let's have a pop-out scene of their own. And they ended up with a forced scene that doesn't work nearly as well. It just...
Yeah.
I'm acting like I hate that scene. I don't hate it. It's just kind of like one of those things. You brought it up, so I'll say it. It's just one of those things where it's kind of like, I don't hate this, but like I kind of it stands out to me where I'm like, all right, dude, like what are you doing? And just you could have came up with something better here. This just feels forced. Like you were like, we have to have the pop out. Let's do this. And
Yeah.
it just doesn't.
I enjoyed this movie. There's some negatives to it, but overall, it was a pretty solid remake.
Yeah, unquestionably. Yeah, because I don't hate this movie, but I've had a few negatives with it, and there's something that really kind of stood out to me that I feel like just, I don't know, it kind of paints the picture home for me. The reason why the beginning works so well is not just the kills and all that. They're solid ass characters, dude. They don't need much time, dude. Like they just get the ball rolling right away, and you immediately care. They just have likable qualities about them, and even the ones with flaws, they're like likable flaws where you're like, okay, yeah. And then the sackhead look, dude. It's so effective. Like going back to 2, dude. Sometimes I wish we had more with the sackhead version of Jason, as sacrilegious that is. But in other ways, I kind of like how it's kind of one-off because it's like that unique one in the franchise, dude. And there's no difference here. I think Jason is easily his scariest in this movie when he has a sack on his head in the beginning of this movie. 100%. One thing that I've heard a lot of people dislike that are old school fans, a lot of people don't like the tunnels Jason has. I think that's fucking amazing. Jason's got this shit decked out. He's more resourceful. He's got fucking underground tunnels, dude, that he's living in. I think that's awesome. Not a fucking little shack. I like the fact that he's not like a genius, but he's resourceful, dude. He's got this fucking underground shit. You never see him. Well, that's why you never fucking see him, dude. He's just fucking popping out of holes, dude, and shit. Amazing. I can't stand, this kind of what you were saying, I just can't stand Jason holding Whitney hostage, dude. It just doesn't do it for me. I won't harp on that too much because we just talked about it. For me, honestly, though, the film kind of hits a bit of a lull for me. Like, until Jason kills Chewie, the Chinese character.
Oh, yeah, that scene. I love that scene
It's
in the shed.
It's a great scene, and there's some cool kills in between it. But I feel like it's almost like the beginning blew its load too quick. Like, it was like...
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but, like, you watch it, and it's so amazing, and you're kind of like... It's almost like a negative almost, too. Like, it's not a negative because it's so great, but because the best part is at the beginning, you're playing catch-up at that point. So I'm sitting there the whole time, and I'm like, there's a few scenes, like the dot kill and the eye, through the eye, and I'm watching characters I don't really love, and I'm kind of like, well, I kind of like the last characters. I'm kind of like gauging it. I'm not really feeling it too much, but I'm just kind of floating along. Like there's a little bit of a lull there. And then once he kills Chewie, dude, it's off to the races. Kind of like what you were talking about with Lawrence getting hit in the back. And then even we didn't talk about where he's on the roof, he drops down at the cop, and he just fucking slams it through. It picks up again after that, and it really works. But there's a bit of a lull, I feel, in this movie, kind of like I feel in Jason Takes Manhattan. And this one also is almost at like 100 minutes, so maybe that's it. But there's just something about this one in Manhattan where I feel the runtime a little bit more, I think, for whatever reason. And my biggest thing, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this. What the fuck is with Lawrence before he gets off trying to jerk his gherkin, dude, in the living room?
Yeah, what was that about?
Like, who's ever done that? Go to the bathroom or something, dude. Like,
I'm going.
Like, not you. No, but I mean, you got all these people here. They can come back at any time. And you're just like, I'm going to jerk off right here with all these windows and everything. No dude has ever done that shit. The fucking sex scene in this movie has some pretty funny lines in it, actually. Like, your tits are stupendous.
Oh, yeah.
All that shit. Like,
It's
I actually
so
cracked up.
graphic, too.
It's very graphic. And he ain't lying, dude. That's like one of the best set of titties I've ever seen in my life, dude. Every time I see it, I'm like, good God, he is correct. But just his whole reaction, dude. Like, Trent cracks me up with that, dude.
Trent's kill, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
on what was that, a tow truck or something like that?
I was gonna
just-
say that, like, but no, you take it, dude, because you haven't said enough. Honestly, he gets the kill he deserves. Let's say that.
I don't know. I was sad to see him go, but I knew he had to. But that kill, it was so quick. But I don't know. It
Kind of like hung him up and then fucking.
yeah, just like
Then he gets dragged off. And what sucks for Trent, dude, even though he's a douche, is like you would have that you're trying to run away, but you would have that hesitant feeling. You're like, well, because he just puts his arm out and he's like, and you would kind of be like, oh fuck, dude, I don't know. Like, do I go up here? It's not like he wasn't walking up there because he knew the urgency, but he was kind of like, well, I mean, I don't want to like run up there. Like, what if that's him or something?
Well, the driver was smart though. As soon
Yeah,
as he got
he
thrown on there,
peeled
he's
off.
like, I'm out.
Yeah. Speaking of peeling off, though, he had to peel Trent off the back of his fucking shit after that. God, it must have been rough. Speaking of Trent, though, like I love his bitch scream, dude. When he's like, "Come on, fuck this guy," and Jason throws Bree out the window and it just fucking smashes in the window. He's like, ah! He like loses his shit, dude. That was amazing. And then, honestly, man, I love the beginning of like the end credit music. I think the music in this movie is really dialed up. We kind of talked how the ending was forced, but I kind of saved the last thing for last because it finally hit me. In this movie, I think every Friday the 13th movie, the main thing you kind of harp on is like you have your group. You have your set group that is who you follow. Whether you like them or not, you have this grouping of people that you're kind of wondering how Jason's going to slice and dice. You're kind of picking out who's going to live, who's going to die, but you really focus on that group. That group is almost as important as Jason. In this movie, the group feels so insignificant because you got the original group that gets killed off, then you get brought in the actual group. They're like, okay, here's the group we're supposed to follow. When what's her name? I forget it already. Damn it. But one girl that was with him that was supposed to be like the final girl or whatever, you kind of thought maybe it was her that was following around where Trent was like, you've been fucking him all throughout the woods.
Yeah, the girl. Yeah,
and
Trent's girl.
she gets murdered. You kind of were like, well, maybe she'll emerge at the end and she gets killed. Now, I'm the kind of person, I've said a million times, like if there's a surprise kill, I like it. But that's why this doesn't work. At the end of the day, you have a bunch of guys that kind of feel insignificant in that group. And you have Trent, who's a dick. He might be good at being a dick, but he's a dick. And then you have the girl, and she's like the last saving grace of that group because every Friday the 13th has a group. Jared Padalecki isn't a part of that group. His sister isn't a part of that group. So when they killed her, and then you're thinking back on the group, you're like, there was some like kind of annoying people. And then you have fucking Trent, who's just a fucking douchebag. It's like our Friday the 13th group that is such an integral part just feels worthless. Like they don't really feel like they ever mattered. And then you're like, well, at least there was a group. But you're like, they weren't even the best group. The beginning group was even better. And it just feels weird having like if I ranked them, I'd go like, yeah, Padalecki, his sister, like that's great. And then I'd go like the beginning group, and then like the main group that we're supposed to care about feels so bottom of the totem pole. It just doesn't work correctly. Like I think something that would have fixed this, that would have saved it a little bit, would be if Jason, and this would mark out another thing, I don't like how he's taking Whitney hostage, if there's like mystery to that, which would also add another element that Whitney, like, is she alive? Is she not alive? Clay's looking. He's like, I know she was here. There was all this. And then at the end of the movie, it's revealed like she's not dead. Like he finds maybe like a fucking skeleton. I don't fucking know. And then she's got her bracelet on, whatever the fuck he's got to do. And then Whitney is actually dead. And then it's Clay and the girl from the group having the group kind of bleed over into the finality of the movie, kind of, giving it some type of purpose. Like there was something meant to be here. It feels like the group is just there because it has to be, rather than actually being a core part of the movie. That would have worked a lot better for me, I think. And it would have added suspense, wondering, like, is she alive? Is she not? Is she alive? Is she not? Rather than seeing Jason just take her as a fucking hostage. And it would have allowed the movie to have what is the most important thing to have to play off Jason, is that group. It would have allowed that group to live on and continue and have some sort of meaning. It feels like they're just forcing the movie like, well, we got to have a group of people to kill, and that's all it was. It was just a bunch of people Jason could slaughter. That wasn't what was most important. It was, let's get to the end with Clay and what the fuck's your name, Whitney. I think that's what makes the movie feel a little disjointed to me. And after watching it, literally, man, I've probably seen this like 20 times. That's something I haven't heard anybody ever say, actually. I mean, I'm not going to say, like, every point I make is, like, originally from up here. A lot of times I'll even subconsciously probably say what other people say. I'm not trying to, like, steal your shit. It just kind of sinks into the brain that way, you know what I mean? Or we might just have the same thoughts. There's times I got to mark shit off here because I'm like, damn, dude, Tyler just said exactly what I was going to say. That shit just happens organically sometimes. But this is a point I haven't heard a lot of people say, and I feel like it's the group, dude. It's like there's no purpose. It's just like murder them all off, and then they're done. Now, that's how it always is in these movies, but there's that finality where you watch them fight it out with Jason. There's something there to the group that warrants them for being there. This main group, which is the main thing after Jason that's a staple, isn't significant. There's nothing to them. They're just there. And that's my piece on this. And that actually, I think, is the main thing that I've been like, what is it? What is it? There's something about this movie. I feel like it's great, but there's something there that's just missing. And I think that is the thing.
Phew.
Blew your mind, didn't it? I'm spun. But that's a...
All right, rankings.
That's a point.
How you want to go?
I hope
You
people
want
get what I'm saying.
you want to go, Rodney? Worst to first.
You haven't said a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, worst to first.
He probably didn't even rank them the right way.
Did you
Just
did you
fucking-
number them from
I
from
ranked
one
them
to?
in order from the first movie to the remake. So
what?
I'm
Is it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
with
11,
the
12?
rankings next to it. Yeah.
Dude,
Oh,
you're gonna have to like go down the
Jesus.
line. Like, okay, this one's this.
All right,
Yes, no
let's see how this
Are you
let's
sure?
see how this plays out,
It's
folks.
No problem. No problem.
Here we go.
Here comes
so-
the unprepared.
Worst of the worst is Manhattan for me.
Ah.
I'm giving it a solid 2.5. Then I'm gonna make New Blood the second at number 9, and I give that a
10.
3.010. And
Now you're number 9.
all right. My number 9 is Jason Goes to Hell, and I'm giving it a solid 4.0. And my number 8 is going to Friday the 13th Part 1 at a 4.0.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! What?
So,
I thought Tyler pissed me off for something.
well, hold on, I skipped. All right, number 8 is Jason X at 3.0, and then
Oh, I was about to say, is Jason X better than the
no,
original to you?
And then number 7 would be Part 1.
He's
with a
like, no,
4.0.
don't worry. It's a 4.0, so we're good.
Number 6, I have A New Beginning at 5.0.
Average. Here we go.
I
Picking up.
have number 5. I have Jason Lives at. No.
This is
Okay.
why.
Yeah.
This is why he gets on his phones. He can't even read his own writing.
No. Okay, no, I take that back. Number 5 is Part 3 with a 7.0.
Okay, there we go.
Uh,
Top 5's actually got some solid ratings. With some
yeah,
of the-
yeah.
You're surprising me here.
Number 4 is Jason Lives with a 7.5.
Uh-oh.
And then where am I at? 2?
3.
3, I think, yeah.
All right. 3 is going to
I was going to say, all right, I fucked up somewhere. Because I only have 2 movies left. Is that what's happening?
Oh, 3 is going to go to the remake.
First, we didn't have Josh's fucking rankings last week, and now we're like, Rodney just doesn't. He's like, I'm on number 10. He's over here like giving these movies more movies than they have again. What was
No.
number 3?
Number 3 is the remake at a 7.5.
Beautiful.
And then number 2 is going to the final chapter, part 4, with an 8.0.
Oh,
And then with number 1 is part 2 with an 8.5.
Jesus.
There you go.
You gave part 2 an 8.5. I'm proud of you after all.
Yes.
The opening, yes, feel that, get that, Your mic went limp again, Tyler. You got some problems over here, dude. You got that,
It went lip on me again.
you got that ED, bro.
I got it. Do
Okay.
you, is it my turn? How about you go?
That worst to first shit.
What, hey, oh,
You're
also,
like, oh, I actually just went first to last. My
Rodney,
my
hold your
favorite is
mic.
Manhattan.
What would you give your
Overall rating,
overall ranking of the franchise?
I'd probably give it a 7.5.
7.5. Okay.
Beautiful.
Brandon, you go because I never go last.
All right, dog. Okay, at number 11, I have Jason X at a 3.0 out of 10. Not good. And from this point on, 10 to 1, every movie's good. Jason Goes to Hell is number 10. It only moved up one spot. I don't love this movie, but I've grown to really enjoy it. It's a 6.0 out of 10 for me. Number 9 is Jason Takes Manhattan, a movie that gets a lot more flack than I think it deserves. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. And number 8 and number 7, these fucking, oh my God. If there's any movies in this whole entire ranking or any ranking we've had, it's this close. It really depends on when I'm ranking them. Number 8 is going to be the remake at a 7.5 out of 10. Still a damn good rating. You'll see how much I love this franchise. Number 7 is the New Blood, but again, that can flip-flop. It really goes back and forth. This time I enjoyed the New Blood a little bit more. Also a 7.5 out of 10. And then from this point on, 6 to 1. Absolutely love these movies. Number 6 is A New Beginning. 8.5 out of 10. I mean, this is just great to me, dude. I mean, this is a movie that other people have grown to love too over time. I've never had a problem with this movie. It's really just, the copycat killer thing. Like, oh, it's not Jason. It's that immediate response. People leave, that knee-jerk reaction, and it kind of dooms movies to a degree. But, I mean, I love how they bring back that copycat killer shit. The fucking, like, who is it? Is it Jason? Is it? Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't, right? And I like how they flipped that on its head again. Number 5 is Jason Lives. Easily the best of the zombie Jason versions. It's just got so many good kills, so many moments where Jason's just a badass. And, there's a few hokey parts in it, but there's so many great moments. It just outweighs it for me. And then the top 4, which is what I like to call, if you can do math here, which really don't even need math, I guess. It's going to be the first 4 movies. It depends on how I rank them. But this is slasher perfection to me, the first 4 movies. And at number 4, even though it's at number 4, I adore this movie. As I said, slasher perfection. The original, I give that a 9.0 out of 10. I love this movie, dude. It never gets old. It's one of those movies when I first saw it, obviously I wasn't born in the 80s, so I was even that guy, but I was a victim of being that guy when I was like 8 or 9, where I was like, where's Jason? This doesn't make any sense. But these days, dude, as its own standalone type, you watch on those terms, it's such a good slasher movie. Very good whodunit, one of the better ones. Number 3, Part 2. Also a 9.0, like the last one was a 9.0, if I didn't say that. I noticed I didn't say a couple scores on the end of my Nightmare on Elm Street ranking, which I apologize for. But the Part 2, it's also a 9.0, but it's just a little bit better, and we get Jason. It's the same type of, whodunit type role, but at this time Jason's there, and the Sackhead is so unique, and it works so well. Then you get to the Mac Daddies, man. Number 2, and as you can tell, it is my favorite Jasons. That happen to be my favorite, movies. Number 2 for me, probably surprise people. Maybe not after the way I worded the things I said, but a lot of people like to put Final Chapter on top. Final Chapter is a 9.5 out of 10 to me and is at the number 2 spot. And then 3D is number 1 to me, is also a 9.5 out of 10. Both these movies, I mean, they could almost be interchangeable. I love them both so much, but it's just, 3D came first, man. It had my heart first. It just, it did everything the Final Chapter did basically first, and they're both neck and neck. I adore this franchise. And if you're ready for this, because you're not going to hear this too much more often, I would give this franchise a 10 out of 10. This franchise has meant so much to me. It's been there like my whole life. The way I gushed over this, I had to have it immediately. Even though I got this shit on Blu-ray, but I saw this and like a lot of horror fans, just in general, not even die-hard Friday fans. It was day one type shit. Gotta have this, and it's just Friday the 13th, man. There's so many die-hard Jason fans, and it's for good reason. Friday the 13th is the best slasher franchise, I think, hands down. And Jason's just the man. He just is. He always will be to me, even if it's got one dud. And I actually like a couple movies that most people don't. It's just, it's consistency to me. It really works across the board.
Yeah. If you were a Jason fan of these movies and you lived in the 80s, they made 8 movies from 1980 to 1989.
And we were talking about that.
That is unbelievable.
It's unbelievable because when you make a movie the following year as a sequel, it's usually dog shit. And these were quality flicks. Like they were literally like that's what I was talking to him about. We were having a conversation about it. It's just like, can you imagine living at that time and being like the fan I am today of it, and not getting like the recycled versions. Since I've been born, I don't know when Jason Goes to Hell came out, the exact date, but I believe it came out the year I was born, 91.
Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell. Wait, Goes to Hell?
Yeah, I think it was 91.
It was 93.
Was it 93?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've had Jason Goes to Hell, 2 years old. Obviously can't watch that. Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, the remake.
10 years old as Jason X came out, 2001.
Yeah, I didn't see Jason X in theaters, but I saw Freddy vs. Jason and Friday the 13th, day one, because huge fan, man. And just the thought of being alive in the 80s and just being like, the first one came out, and I obviously would have been a fan back then. If anything, I'd be more of a fan because it was like, that was like, it was never high tech. It's low budget movie making, but it just would have wowed me over, man, to like a degree like that. Even more now. Like now I can't experience that debut feeling that other people did. It's kind of like when people talk about, not to bring up Jaws again, I'm just immediately jealous. I really am. So to think of seeing the first one and be like, oh my God, and then literally the next year, it's like part 2's coming out. And then I believe in between here, or maybe it's in between 3 and 4, they took like a year break. But other than that, it was like next year. And every summer, dude, or whatever the fuck it is, you're like, new Friday the 13th's coming out. New Friday the 13th's coming out. New Friday the 13th's coming out. And bring your date or whoever it is that time. That must have been a magical time for the people that are, in love with this franchise the way that, like, I am, but they experienced it firsthand. And I'm jealous of that. I really am.
Yeah, that's like me if they made It movies. If they made 8 It movies in 10 years, I would lose my shit.
Yes.
If they could do that, which, it ain't going to happen, the story and all that stuff, but I would still lose my shit. All right, my rankings. Of the 5 franchises we've done, this one is actually my favorite. And I did not think this would be my favorite franchise.
It's great.
That we've talked about. From worst to first, number 11, Jason X. Sucked. I gave it a 1.5. That's the lowest rating I've given a movie so far. Number 10, Jason Goes to Hell. It sucked. 2.0. Number 9, Jason Takes Manhattan. 4.0. Number 8, Friday the 13th 7, New Blood. I gave it a 5.0. Number 7, Friday the 13th the 5th, A New Beginning. Gave it a 6.5. Friday the 13th 6, Jason Lives. Gave it a 6.5 as well. Now, my top 5. Friday the 13th, the remake, gave it a 7.0. Number 4, Friday the 13th, the OG from 1980, gave it a 7.0. And Friday the 13th 2, Part 2, gave it a 7.0 as well. Those 3 are pretty much interchangeable. Number 2, Friday the 13th Part 3 at a 7.5. And number 1, Friday the 13th 4, Final Chapter at a 7.5. And my overall ranking of this franchise is a 6.5, and that is my highest ranking of a franchise so far.
That's crazy to think.
I know. And the box office banner rating for the Friday the 13th movies franchise is a 8.0.
Oh, we got a great rating, guys.
That is way better than some of the other franchises we just talked about.
Jason reigns supreme again.
So yeah, Friday the 13th, it has some duds, but it also has some great quality movies in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, movie of the week.
Movie of the fucking week. Why don't you kick us off, Tyler, as you predictably hold up this movie? We even called it.
I always do. Bone Tomahawk.
You're out of S. Craig Zoller films.
This
so
is
do
the
next week.
third S. Craig Zoller film. This isn't this is my third favorite of his three, but this movie is still the shit.
Amazing.
This group of cannibals kidnaps this guy's wife. It's like a Western horror movie. So they get a group of guys to go try and rescue the wife, and it's just on a crazy mission to try to get her, and the things that they go through
It's like a
on
mission
the way.
to death.
Yeah, basically they know that they're gonna die.
That's not a spoiler because not necessarily everybody dies, but it's a suicide mission. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, suicide mission. That's a great way to put it. This movie is brutal,
As usual.
and it's unbelievable. S. Craig Zoller, he is talking shit about me.
Oh, payback's a bitch, but actually not.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah, dude, come on.
I'm right here, bro.
Go watch this movie. Go watch all S. Craig Zoller's movies. They're all great. This one is up there too.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones, Drive to Cause Concrete and Brawl and Cell Block 99. Go watch these three movies.
Basically, if you like bones and you like tomahawks, you can't go wrong. It's pretty good.
There is a very brutal kill scene.
We kind of talked about it. We just gave as Dr. Loomis, I like to say this line a lot for some reason, in Halloween 2 says, I'm selling the sizzle, not the steak. He sold the sizzle, but you ain't got the steak.
Oh, the steak, man, is so good.
Oh, dude. I mean, I don't know if that's that good. Not in that way. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Who's Brandon?
Are
Go
you
ahead.
kidding me, dude? I didn't even think about that. But his movie of the week.
What about it?
Think about it.
Oh
It's a
shit!
great movie.
Of course.
No, it's Elements, dude. Again, go ahead and say yours. Did you even realize that?
I literally watched it 2 days ago.
I know, but it's always Elements, dude. It happened again. It's a storm. I didn't.
It wasn't an element per se.
But it has to do with oceans, waves, storms. It has to do with like Mother Earth, always.
Well, if it makes any difference, it was between this and Manchester by the Sea. So
Jeez.
either way.
Oh my God!
Either way.
And this is something I
super.
talked about before the podcast. I didn't catch this. We got done ragging on him about how it's always something about like elements of like the earth or something about the earth, and he got done with it and he was like, how's underwater? There's always something, and I almost missed it again, but again, this is the perfect storm. Like
Such a good movie.
Yeah, this is a movie
Yeah,
that
it
kind
is a great movie.
It kind of got hated on, like when it came out. Honestly,
No.
it did. No, it
No,
did.
the Rotten
It
Tomato
shouldn't
score's
have.
not that good
no,
on it.
it did.
Yeah,
it did.
I believe it, but it shouldn't have been hated.
No,
on.
Yeah.
no.
It's a great
No,
movie.
it was one of those things. It was like a big production everybody was hyped about, but like it seemed like it was kind of mixed on viewers.
Well, you got
and
Wolfgang Peterson directing it.
Yeah,
you had
but
George Clooney.
it's one that's grown on me.
um,
I'll say that much.
Mark Wahlberg, John C.
Yes.
Reilly.
And it's grown. It's taken a while to grow on me. Because when I first saw it, dude, when the first DVDs we had, I specifically remember this. We had Spies Like Us. We had The Road to El Dorado. That's when DVD was like getting hot. Everybody's like, get rid of VHS. And we had The Perfect Storm. And I remember I watched The Perfect Storm, not because I liked it, but I watched it over and over again because I was like, it's a DVD. And I was like, this movie is just not good. It's so boring. And being the big Jaws guy I was like, there's a shark in it at one point. And overall, I was like, I just am not a big fan of it. But as I got older, I was like, dude, that's one I need to give. Now that I'm not like ridiculous and I'm not just worried about like murder when I'm watching movies, I need to give it another chance. You know, like me being that younger kid, like Jason X is great, and it's not really that great. I watched it again, and I was like, I'm still not that impressed. And then I ran it back like one more time, and I still wasn't that impressed. But the last time I watched it, like 3 years ago, something finally clicked because I feel like on paper it sounded so good that I always wanted to come back to it. There's something about it that kept drawing me to it that was like, I feel like I should like this movie. And it finally sunk in. Like
should like
last time, maybe the last couple times I watched it, where I can legitimately say it is a good movie. It really is, and 100%, dude.
It's got a lot of heart in it too.
Yes, it does. It's sad at the end too. I mean, I'm sure we can do spoilers.
Well, this is what 2001,
I think. Yeah.
It 19 years.
Mike Wahlberg.
It holds up too,
It
really.
does.
Yeah,
good.
when Mark Wahlberg's like talking in his head and he's just like floating in the fucking abyss.
Dude, that scene where John C. Riley's hand gets caught by that hook
He gets
and he gets
taken out.
dragged
It's
under one.
intense.
Dude, yeah, I was watching it the other night and I was like, oh my god, this would be the worst thing ever.
Can you imagine?
I'm holding my breath like
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
And shit.
What about like George Clooney, dude? Just like at the bottom, like, and he
dude,
just kind of
he's-
lets him go.
Yeah, and just like stares at him through the window as he's sinking down. But what does he say?
But
every
it's
captain
fitting.
goes with his ship. or
It's
whatever.
fitting. Yes, exactly. It's fitting for the character, dude. Like
Now that y'all
you
know
kind
the
of
end if you
saw
hadn't
that.
Seen it.
But then and Mark Wahlberg has that like moment with himself. It's so good, dude. It's
If you
a
have
good
not
flick.
seen A Perfect Storm or haven't seen it in a long time, give it another watch. It's really good.
Mhm.
It really is.
Yeah.
Diane Lane also kills it in this movie.
Yes. It's definitely one of those that's worth another watch.
Yeah.
For me, we jump back into horror. I got this beautiful steelbook of Night of the Demons. All right. Now, Night of the Demons, man. It's just a fun ass flick, dude. It's one of those like movies that was semi kind of popular. It wasn't like complete. It's not completely forgotten, you know. It's kind of like one of those movies that people kind of talked about back in the day. That at least you remember the cover. This ain't the cover, but even if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, if you saw the cover, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that at video stores." It wasn't the big three. It wasn't the big five. It was far down as you can go on the list of all the horror icons, but people knew of it, and it was good. But at the same time, dude, like not enough people watch this movie anymore. If you want like that old school '80s throwback type movie, the demons in this movie, some of them at least, are almost more like zombies. But essentially, these kids go, you know, do what dumbass kids